while she's gone. I've only met this girl once. Trying to think of something clever, and I couldn't. And that makes me nervous. Like, what if I'm not clever anymore, Russell? What if all of my jokes have already been told? Just throw them out.
Your roommate, but
Jazz.
Jazz, that's what I thought.
Well, if you're
Jazz
in like Germany, it would be Yaz.
That's what I always got confused. It was Jazz that got that pineapple, not the black guy. Oh, you're all blaming.
Always blaming black people for their pineapple juice, Lindsay.
I wasn't on the blame him. You did. You were the one that was calling him ghetto, or saying it was ghetto. I mean, like, didn't even put the.
Oh yeah, I was like, he didn't even open the thing.
He didn't even put a quarter on it.
To be fair, I was just trying to figure out who did it, who brought it, because I
Well, I think he actually maybe did bring
pineapple juice is my favorite, and I'm like, if we would have kept this in the fridge, it would still be good.
I don't know if he's coming from a girl or not.
Yeah, I know. Well, now we're finding that out.
I came in, I was like, it was her, not the black guy.
I just couldn't notice me fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's like my main go-to, like, juice.
Yeah, I mean,
like it better than other
juice.
juice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way better.
I was trying to think of something funny to say when we were gone, and then I started to say something, and then I realized that
Was it funny?
it wasn't funny, and then I was like, I think I've plumb out of jokes, and I was like, I shouldn't be starting the podcast plumb out of
Okay, because
jokes.
those mushrooms are gonna kick in. We'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the only reason that I've had any personality at all.
Drugs alone, only the drugs.
If it weren't for the drugs. All right.
I'd be a sheet of paper.
Thanks, Dwayne, for this Terramana small batch
Thanks for
tequila.
getting us trash, dude.
Fuck Dwayne.
Hey, I tried to fuck his doppelganger.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Hey, Lindsay, what do you got in your hand there?
A cock. A very small cock. Teeth. It's got teeth. That's not polite.
Well, yeah.
There should never be teeth anywhere in there.
Okay, these are the last words we're going to speak about dicks between you and I for the next 2 hours. Okay?
That's like ever.
I'm already
Ever?
This is
I don't think so.
uncomfortable. You know, how many people are just like, I can't believe the shit that you say in front of your sister. I can't believe the shit that she says in front of me. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. You're way more stingy about that shit than I am.
Yeah, because I like to be able to make people uncomfortable, but I don't like to be uncomfortable. That's
I live in uncomfort. I'm probably fine with it.
I like when other people are
I just don't have a line, and that's my problem. There's a few things that make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's
Unless you're my friend and you try to fuck me. You're real uncomfortable real quick.
Yeah, so I should have prefaced this. If you want to name drop, it's fine, as long as they're fine with it.
I didn't put name.
No, I know, I'm just saying for the whole time.
Sorry, Dwayne.
Fuck Dwayne, I mean, fuck that one guy that makes me get drunk on his tequila all the time.
All the time.
That would never beat me up.
Never. Looks like you could.
No, most of the times I've been good at, like,
I don't believe that sentence right now, so you're gonna need to clarify.
Most of the times I'm good at, like, I name drop when it's, like, not a, like, embarrassing story or something that, like, people don't know.
Well, this is where we have to pretend like we have a lawyer and say, Chad, allegedly Chad.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Allegedly it was Dwayne.
It's like when people do those, like, podcasts and they start talking about, like, it's like, you would appreciate this, they start talking out their ass about nursing stuff or, like, vaccines, and they're like, just to clarify, I have to say this, I am not a
healthcare professional and I cannot recommend.
You cannot use, this is not a health advice, even though they've been advising you for the last half hour, and they're like,
my
just to be
therapist
fair,
actually did that to me the other day. At the end of a therapy session, to be fair. just so you know.
It's only for the lawyers.
You can't take a goddamn thing I say as right.
The thing is that everything that I say, I definitely think is right.
No way.
But
Is your last name Folk? Yes.
my last name is Human. And
Human. Human. Russell's like,
he's squinting. He's just like, yeah.
he's having the most fun.
Fuck. What was I saying?
That everything you say you think is right.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, so I just want everyone to know. All three of you. Oh, I love how I was pointing to the microphone and I forgot that the microphone wasn't the camera. I was like, you motherfucker. Oh, up there.
Yeah,
you motherfuckers. To be fair, we drank a lot already.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I snuck like 3 shots while you were shitting. Just kidding.
Fair.
She wasn't shitting.
Girls don't do that.
Girls don't poop. Cinda the other day goes, see, that's why I feel comfortable name dropping her. Cause
she's comfortable.
there's certain people that I name
You're
drop.
allowed.
If that bugs you in the head, you just might have to handle this. So, every once in a while, it's like,
tickle my ear.
yeah.
Yeah.
I should do that for like.
Only if it starts like whispering in my ear, I'll be fine.
Dude, that would be a funny thing if I had like a remote control where I could like move it, and so it was just like subtly.
People should.
Yeah, like where I like came over and it kept hitting. I'm like, oh fuck! I'm like, oh no, you can move it. Like, and then so they move it back, and then I just keep moving it. They're like, what the fuck, man? And I'm just like,
See, you said you don't pull a lot of pranks.
well, I mean, I don't like take people's like pets anymore.
Remember when you told my boyfriend that I was in a really bad car accident on Christmas? You and Justin took my phone, and I was like, partly I was napping, and
It was
then
not.
Jeff. And he's like freaking the fuck out because he knew I drove through snow to get home for Christmas. And then you guys are like, yeah, she's in the hospital. He's like, well, can I call her? I'm like, no, she's not conscious.
I do
Do
think I
I even
remember that.
like, do you know how mean of a fucking joke? You would let that go on for like a good 35 minutes. It wasn't just like, she's in the car accident. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, what I'm.
Let that go forever.
I mean, that sounds like something that.
To be fair, he kind of deserved it. But, like, that's besides the point. Besides the point. This was after everybody thought he kidnapped me. He kind of deserved.
I do subtly remember this. This is one of those memories that we have that
You were
extra
drunk.
sound. Well, I don't know if that would like that seems a little too fucked up for my taste. That might have been Justin's idea.
It might have been Justin's
Because
idea.
Justin's
but, like,
idea of
where do you think we
pranks
got
is way more fucked up than
right,
mine.
because this is Justin who got pranked by Dad all the time, convincing him he was gonna fucking die, like from fucking bears and shit, like the Chainsaw Charlie shit. Like, Dad's sense of humor is horrific.
Yeah, that is true.
It's really fucked up the pranks we used to play.
Like father, like son. What do they say? They say the fucked up jokes don't fall that far from the tree.
Oh man, yeah, it's.
I do kind of remember that. Though the most fucked up one I thought I did was the Facebook hack.
Oh yeah,
That
on
was-
my wedding
That
day.
was one you should have brought up because I was like, I didn't do that many
Fucking
crazy shit.
canceling my wedding the day before, and I get the call from Dan, being like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, that's-
like number 577 of when he cried to me.
Fucked up.
It was really fucked up. I'm getting calls from fucking Andy, the pastor.
Yeah, so what did it, so
I left
like,
my
you
phone
left-
in the truck because we were trimming trees to go like on
Yeah,
the
the
way
day
to the wedding
before.
thing. The day before the
and
wedding.
I got your Facebook.
You hacked my Facebook and you just said weddings are like you postponed it. Everybody saw it as like the wedding's canceled.
Yeah, I postponed it all. I was like, hey, sorry guys, ran into complications. Postpone the wedding for next week.
Indefinite, or I don't think you put it.
I don't think
just
I
put,
said
like
definitely,
something.
but I think
Whatever it was, I had text from
I want to
like,
defend my fucked
I
upness
had-
right
I like the maid of honor is texting me. This is my man of honor that's doing this to me. Just for those that didn't know.
No one's watching.
Well, that's okay for the 3 people that are.
There's no need to talk to
For
them.
you 3 and Dwayne.
They don't matter. This is just us.
No.
What if the only people that ever watch this is you and I? We're like, well, that was fun.
That was a good time. Hey, it's like my humor adventures. No, yeah, you posted that. I was with you and I think Storm was with us or something at the time. It was like us and another person. Casey wasn't with me because I had calls and missed texts from her.
Yes,
I had calls and missed texts from Andy and Annette. I had calls and mixed texts from Mom. I had calls and mixed texts from like Amy.
I mean,
Fucking
I told you.
Dan.
I told you a year and a half before that you shouldn't get married. I was just trying to help you out.
Yeah, he could have told me that you were gonna leave the cult first and tell me that's what I had to do. You could have given me a little more information there, sir.
Here's the thing: when one likes to tell somebody else that Santa Claus is not real,
You like to go gently and roundabout.
Yeah, I don't like to tell you right before you're gonna get married. So I decided not to tell you.
Thank God I
just to sabotage the wedding instead. It didn't work out.
That's an aggressive way to do it, Josh.
Well, that checks out. That's exactly something that we would do.
Yeah, so yeah, no, you pull a lot of shitty pranks. Do you remember the prank with the Haitian pastor? Where y'all went in the woods? And this is after, their Haitian complex got attacked? And you pretended like it was fucking assassins?
Kill them.
Yeah! This is some fucked up fucking shit!
Fuck, I forgot about that one. That is fucked.
See, I do have good memories. Not all of them are accurate, but a lot of them.
Well, the ones that I that check out, I do remember, and then there's these ones I'm like, that never happened.
Maybe you just don't remember. You didn't remember that. That's a pretty.
Yeah, but we didn't drink back then. I definitely have good memory from then. That's crazy.
But that was really fucked up as well.
I mean, it's still.
They had just had their compounds attacked by fucking people trying to kill them.
Well, that's what makes it fun.
Fair.
I mean, it's funny now. It was obviously funny to us.
Give them a fucking heart attack. How we have not killed someone like that.
Also
accidentally. I actually don't know.
We're all pretending, because I remember I was up on the I don't know, did you go out with us?
No, I was too young. They wouldn't let me. I really desperately wanted to be fucked up too.
Okay, so this is fucked up. I should explain it, but there was these guys, for anyone who doesn't know.
Missionaries.
Yeah, and they're from Haiti, and their compound has been attacked multiple times in the past because
by Dominicans that were attacked.
Well, they also they have more money there than a lot of Haitians, just because they're taking money
also,
in from
their compound was right next to the compound where they would do the satanic fucking
oh shit
all the the sacrifices and stuff.
Yeah,
I remember that.
There was another missionary compound that was bigger. That other one.
Christianville.
And then the one that we stayed at was just smaller.
Yeah, smaller.
But regardless, I mean. No, I'm not saying that they're hoarding money. What I'm saying
is also terrible because probably half of these people are dead after the fucking earthquakes. A lot of them have never been confirmed whether they're alive or not. This is really actually fucked up on so many levels.
Yeah. Well, Mom wants to go over there, but I don't think they were letting them.
No, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dangerous when we went.
Yeah. So anyway, but. They do have so they're receiving a lot of money from missionaries, right? And then they're distributing and blah blah blah. So that is a good place to go rob, especially if you're
and there's
poor,
you're gonna get ransom money and nothing else.
Right? Yeah, for sure. We can fucking kidnap some white Americans and fucking
Yeah,
sure.
It was white. His name was Art, wasn't it? It was Art Maxwell. I think that's
there was an Art Maxwell.
I think that was who it was. I think that's who we pranked, Art Maxwell.
Oh, I don't know.
I think, and he used to work with Pastor Joseph before Brian Hampton.
But I don't know. I don't know if anyone ever actually got kidnapped from the compound or anything.
No, but they had been raided or they've been attacked or gunshot.
So then, so
late at night after we invite them to our house for dinner.
They come over to our fucking farm, and we live in the middle of nowhere.
Road, fucking middle of the woods,
and both
all the bad stories.
And so they're driving, and I forget how we set this up.
Someone pretended the car stalled. Someone stalled the car.
Right, but how do we know they were? Was it when they were leaving or when they were getting?
It was when they were leaving. Or I was already in bed. I was there for the dinner. I knew this was happening because I was the little kid that's
and my dad thinks it's a good idea to be you know what we should do to fuck with them is when they're leaving, we'll make them think that they're getting attacked from all sides in the woods by snipers.
Fucking place they've never been. So, they don't know. Would
I had to be me and Justin and maybe
it was you, Justin and Tara,
and we all went to the woods and took little red dot lighters and would shine them in the car. But so we told the guy who was driving. Yeah, So then somebody's driving and they like stalls the car,
Oh.
and then we start shining these red dots in their fucking
On
car.
them.
Well, yeah, but I'm like 30 feet up, so I'm just like, it's dark.
Yeah.
I'm just shining it in the car, like, yeah, for sure, like trying to make it look like you're
Yeah.
pointing it at them. Somebody else fires a shot, like to fuck with. That was our idea of a good.
That was like, and then if you didn't think it was funny, well, you don't have a good sense of humor. Like,
But now that I'm thinking about it, it is really funny.
it's so fucked up. Like the amount of therapy we probably cost. This
They-
is outrageous.
They all they just like pull all the like, we don't care about the support. Don't ever talk to us again.
Don't let us be involved ever again. Like,
Oh my
what the
god.
fuck?
Yeah.
The Chainsaw Charlie shit. Like,
Yeah, that's-
that was people's kids we were
I do
fucking
remember
with.
thinking that was funny.
Because we were raised.
See, my levels of pranking
We've
have
actually
really
really
mellowed
tamed
out.
down. None of us touch dad.
Yeah.
Or even mom for that sake. Like, we're not pulling chairs out from money.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I don't even pull chairs out of people's seats anymore. Wow, look how civilized we've become.
We're the real
Dude,
adults in the family.
this is how hillbilly we were. Like, those are the kind of jokes that we're playing on people.
Like,
I never
what
thought
are-
about that.
Yeah. Like, well, we've
Do you think
evolved a lot.
that all cults do this, or is it just ours?
Just us. I feel like it's I think it's something to do with you don't have other outlets. And so, like, you know how like fucking LDS people allegedly, Chad, they get wild and crazy and they like
Our lawyer
you know,
prefers Chadwick.
Chadwick, allegedly Chadwick. Listen, Linda. I think it's just like you don't have anything else better to do with your time, so you get really creative. And you just
Well, I'm pretty
you just
creative.
get fucked up. Yeah, so am I, clearly. Like we just fuck with, like, I think it's just you don't have anything better to do with your time and you're in the middle of nowhere. Like, how else do you occupy your time? Like,
Yeah, I
what else are you
mean,
gonna do? You're
you
gonna
could,
fuck
like-
with people and make them think they're gonna die, and that's hilarious.
I guess you could
We-
you could fuck
you
your
were part of
cousins.
this.
Like, people do that when they're bored. Like, God, thank God, our cousins did live close.
Thank God
I
there's
probably
none of
would fuck
that
them.
incestuous shit in our family.
I don't know if we want to go there. Damn it!
You brought it up.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you if there's anything you don't want to talk about.
We should have had a writer.
You can just give me like a little wink in that Chadwick abort. Chadwick, no my son.
Oh man. I thought we agreed it's all fair game here.
I'm good if you are.
I got a
but-
penis with teeth that says otherwise, but oof.
I mean, I assume that when we got on the podcast, we would definitely talk about culty shit. So that was actually, but I did forget about all
all the other shit that comes with the cult stuff that we
Well, I
don't
don't even know.
think
I
about.
think it's just like redneck fucked up shit is the practical joke part of it. I
Yeah.
really don't think that was
I mean-
part of our religion. It was just we were just fucked up.
Yeah, that's fair.
None
Also,
of the
there
other
was no,
cults
there was
people
but there was none of like the Hamptons and the
Yeah, they were like, what the
Our
fuck?
church weren't doing that shit.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ.
However,
We know we're
the
strange, but
Todds,
that's
the
fucked
fucking
up.
Todds. Mr. Todd let us bring that fucking snake into school
That is a good
and
point.
prank the girl that had the phobia.
I love that why would she even ask permission? First off, that's
Because we were
wild.
polite. We were polite.
Polite, but like, and then obviously, why did he give us permission? That's fucked up.
So backstory, there was, what was her name? Amy something. No, our sister Amy. But then there was whoever was had a
What was
phobia
our
of
oldest
snake.
sister's name? Amy. Rhymy.
I don't know.
What if there was like always a go-go dancer every time we did this podcast?
You didn't know that she was back there?
What?
You didn't know she was back there?
Dude, we were at this cabin the other day. This is a very
A lot of doing a lot of backtracking.
There's this fucking kid who's the creepiest, weirdest dude, and he's like, he knows Cinda, and he was like being like, he was saying like some dickish shit, and she's like, are you fucking with me, or are you just being an asshole? And he was like, well, I don't know. And she's like, well, that makes you an asshole. Like, if you don't know if you're fucking me, you know, like...
Yeah, that makes
so
an
anyway,
asshole.
that was this dude. So anyway, the story that I know, because I didn't see that part, but we were late at, like, way into the night. We're, like, all standing around this fire. He's so weird and creepy. I don't know. He's just, like, the stereotypical creepy weird guy that's standing by the fire. Everyone knows.
Angrily poking
Everyone knows that guy.
Angrily poking it.
So then, so he's just like, yeah, like, and like we were like laughing about something. He's like, yeah, like, dude, look at Bigfoot. He's like trying to like sneak in here, like we're not gonna see him or something. I was like, what? And so
he's off his rocker.
No, he like, you know how like people are trying to be funny, but they're really not funny. Hair. Like, they're trying to, like, play a joke or a prank.
But they're bad.
And they're really bad.
Yeah.
And then he's just, like later he's like, no, like, for real. And I'm like, I know you're trying to be funny.
It's not landing, dude.
Yeah, and I know that the uncomfortableness makes you think that you're getting
because
us.
Because
we're uncomfortable.
He's like, yeah, it's called tact.
But you think that you're tricking us. We're like, wait, what? Is it really a Bigfoot? And in reality, your joke is just not landing.
Just accept it.
And I don't know how to tell you. I'm like
other than to say it's not landing. It's not happening.
No, but the thing is, if you tell somebody, dude, that's not funny,
then they're
gonna think that you're like, oh, I'm too offensive for them. No. You're literally not being funny. Like it's not. Like, we get what you're trying to do, but you are not being funny.
My favorite is a lot of times when, as a girl specifically, if a guy tells a joke but it's not funny and I don't laugh, automatically like, oh, you're in a bad mood. I'm not.
Am I the first girl that didn't pretend for you?
It's usually what I go to. I mean,
oh, that's a good one.
But like, seriously, like, so many times, like, oh, you're in a bad mood. Like, no, I'm just not like fake LOLing for you of it. Like, or it's not over text, which is like my awkward, like, this is awkward, so I'm just gonna say LOL.
I regret that I'm gonna ask this question, but I'm gonna ask it. What do you, speaking of pretending for people, how do you feel about the nature of women that pretend for men that they came? Do you think that they should continue, or do you think that as a culture, you should not continue and people should know when you do it and when you don't? Does that make sense?
I think it depends. I think ultimately at that point in time, it's up to the woman. Sometimes it's a comfort thing.
Right.
Like,
but I mean, if everyone knew,
right,
then maybe it'll be easier, right? If
I would say that, but I've also been in the situation where I've just told a guy, like, it's happened a lot, actually. It's
you don't have to write down how many times.
No, I won't do it times. But it's been frequent, and it's been recently in the last couple boyfriends I've had. Allegedly.
Chadwick. I do like that.
But like, guys, we fucked. That's where I learned it.
I can't copy other podcasts.
Well, it's still the same thing. If they
nobody
actually
watches
have
that show.
No one out there.
Oh wait, no one that we have. No one here.
True. Oh, I know we were talking about Taylor.
Oh no, I was talking about none of our listeners because they
are non-listeners. Yeah, fair enough.
But that is also good. Yeah. Oh, she's eventually gonna hear these.
For sure. Yeah.
That is the one thing that I will get. Like, I'll give Sammy credit because I mean, I'm like, you're being paranoid. No one's watching this.
And eventually, that's
right. And then it slips back through the cracks, and somebody's like,
"Oh,
I saw Sammy
do this now."
Sam, you better not watch this, or else you won't let me air this episode.
No. So, anyways, the whole idea. So, like, recently-ish, you know, there's a scenario, guys trying to do things that'll save you, and I'm like, it's just not that great in this moment.
Can we ask like can I just like leave for this part and you pretend that I'm here and just say the thing when I go?
No. You think you're the only one that gets uncomfortable with the things that we talk about? Yeah, actually you are.
I'm the most uncomfortable, yes.
No, but anyway,
I was still the person that has
this question.
I was still
you brought up this question. Knowing better, this is your fucking fault.
I would still be the person that has to fucking edit it, even if I laughed.
Swing out for a no-budget show. Anyways, I tried to do like the not lying, where I'm like, oh, I could like fake ooh and ah this, but the actuality is it's not really working for me. they got so fucking mad. Like, it went 0 to 60. Like, well, everybody else thinks I'm great at this. And I was like, well, I mean, maybe that's true, or maybe they were lying. I'm not even saying one way or the other. I'm just saying it's not like what's working for me. Very quickly got turned out on to like, there must be something wrong with you because everybody else loves these, like, da 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 da.
Okay.
So as a girl, faking stuff, like, or not faking it, guys don't handle criticism well.
Can I counter this?
As an overall standing, there are some guys that take it to heart and fucking bravo for you. That's great. But a lot of guys. As a stereotype.
Are you done with this point? Because I didn't want to interrupt, but I do have a really good counter.
Okay.
You only date douchebags. So
I just fucked
how do you're not dating him. Only dates douchebags, and then assumes
you like some of the douchebags I date.
Then assumes
you love some of the douchebags I date.
Then assumes
says the guy that dates bitches. Like,
did I interrupt you?
Is that your comeback? That's the only comeback you have to that?
No, you have to let me finish my point.
You can't deny it.
Only dates douchebags and then assumes that the entire male population could not handle if you told us, have you reached the epitome of the female orgasm or not? And it would be helpful for everyone to know. And yes, maybe some douchebags don't like that. But literally, Lindsay's dated them all. And other than those guys, I think the rest of us would appreciate a little bit of conversation.
Well, counterpoint. You think... Oh man, I'm snotting. You think that I'm just... You think that we're just going off of my experiences. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a girl, and we all fucking talk.
Oh, that's fair.
It's not just me that has this, like, it is not just me. I have had these same counterpoints to guys that I've not even fucked, and, like, they don't, like, we haven't even had sex yet, and I offer, like, they say something, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like a good idea, and they instantly get defensive. Like, it is... The idea of girls faking is a societal problem. Yes, please be more male. Please be more male.
Let me just be defensive
here. This for me, Josh. Mansplain this for
What I would like to do is
big beard.
Be really insecure.
Get you put on a tighter shirt while we do this.
What I'm doing is only playing devil's advocate because I 100% agree with you.
I know. We've already talked about this. Obviously, this is where the idea that can be actually just my therapist put me on this book.
I agree with her. I'm 100% holding my ground.
My therapist put me on this book. It's called The Great Sex Rescue. It's actually a Christian book. I told you.
No, I can't read it.
No, I'm not telling you to read it. You don't need to.
Good.
But the idea was like
lighter on it and shoot it.
The idea was all these like the church basically all the standpoints that's very sexist, misogynistic, putting down onto sex, and all these ideas. And this is just from the Christian standpoint. It's not even from outside of that. But think about it. Most of us are immigrants, so most of us at some point in time had religion. It's built into the core of our nation, whatever it is. So there's so much of it. It's a social construct at this point in time of like sex is not for the girl. It's not meant for this. Like. So the girl's faking it.
At least they're telling them that in the book.
Oh, no, it was great. It was actually, the only part I disagreed on that entire book was the porn section, because it's still very, like, anti-porn, and, like, this is...
I have yet to hear a good pro-porn argument, like, in, like, mainstream.
That people can have porn? Or watch porn?
Yes, but what I'm saying is that
most people see it as a sin.
Even the people that I respect, like as sexual, like forward people, still are very anti-porn.
But for what reason? What reason are they
all I'm saying
because that's the difference. I think a lot of woke people are anti-porn because a lot of it is like people not getting paid and da-da-da-da.
Oh, woke and anti-woke. And
well, for sure. The anti-woke people are usually like, oh, it's not realistic, or like, no girl would like this, or they must be damaged to do it. Like,
woke
no, there are some people that just are like, no, this makes money, and why not make money at doing it something I like? Like, there's so many levels of...
Right. All I'm saying, I'm not even saying that. What I was trying to express was, I haven't heard a voice in like the public space that is like, I like porn, other than like porn stars, like podcasts or whatever. You know, like
I'm. If you fucked, I would be the first one. I would recommend.
Yeah,
They
maybe.
are.
Yeah.
Now they're very
Very-
good at being like, hey, here's how
Yeah.
we suggest you consume. Find out who the actress is, and then
Right.
usually their
That's
Venmos are available. Send
ethical
them money.
porn.
Ethical consumption porn. But they're very pro porn. They
I do like that term,
consumption.
ethical porn. It's
Ethical consumption
Like-
porn.
ethical,
Or just
ethical sluttery of the consumption.
ethical glugging. Ethical guzzling.
Ethical gobbling of dick.
Ethical dick gobbling. EDG, man. EDG.
I hope that somebody recorded that. Oh, shit! Ethical dick gobbling. That's pretty good.
Is that what we're doing later tonight?
Jesus Christ on high.
Listen, Dwayne.
No, it was more. Oh, you're saying.
You know-
Okay, so no. Okay, yeah. To be fair, those guys. That's actually a good voice. And I'm not. I'm sure there are voices. I just haven't heard of it. And I'm not saying it's all good. I just like seeing I like hearing pros and cons of any sort of space.
Of course,
I'm not
we both like to play
advocating porn.
devil's advocate.
But I mean, I am advocating porn. I fucking love porn, so whatever. But even some of my because I've read a lot of sexual heavy books or
Yeah.
progressive.
No way. You read books about sex?
Yes.
Wild.
So and still some people are like, oh yeah, this is cool, but still no porn or even somebody maybe this is only a dude, but Aubrey Marcus will say that shit. I'm like, this is a sexually heavy dude, and then he's just yeah, but this is the reason why people revert to porn or that idea of
I
revert
think
to
porn just gets a bad rap because people use it
'Cause you
irresponsibly.
revert to it.
It's like drugs. It gets a bad rap because most
revert
people
is not a good word.
revert.
Yeah, you revert to it.
Well, but in general, it's like drugs. People.
I revert
a lot
to
of
Russell
people.
every fucking day of the week.
What people hear about is people that use it in irresponsibility.
Yeah.
The actuality is there is a percentage of people that can responsibly utilize it, and it can be enhanced. It can enhance an
If
intimacy
you were
thing.
to
It can.
compare porn to a substance, which one are you saying?
I mean, Molly, is there any other one?
Oh no, I would say more like caffeine.
Oh, but I'm not a guy. I don't.
No. Okay, so the
I don't
addictive nature of porn. That's what I meant to.
Oh.
The addictive nature of porn is not that addictive. It's people want to have sex. I think. That's how because I.
Oh, is it because it keeps you awake?
No, yeah, sorry. No, porn puts me to sleep. I jerk off and I go to sleep.
Really? Oh.
No. It's the whole point of jerking off at the end of the night, especially for a dude, maybe not for a girl.
Yeah.
Just one and done. You're jerk off, good, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
So it's a really good way to go to
Men
sleep.
versus women.
Yeah.
That's why we should all just be fucking the same people our own sex, because we'd be compatible a lot more.
I've been telling girls this the whole time. Come on, Russ.
I know.
You should fuck your best friend with me. Huh, Russ? That's what I tell them all. They never listen.
You're still gonna fall asleep while they're wired.
No, so I was thinking about the addictive nature. And it's not that addictive.
I can't speak to that because I'm personally I don't have that's not my thing particularly, which is wild. Kind of.
Should we give advice on it and then tell people not to listen to it?
Yes. Yeah. Let's be like everybody else.
Should we talk outside of our element completely and then give
100%.
people a bunch of advice and then say, don't listen to everything else? That's perfect.
I like to be like everybody else, Josh. I don't want to get weird.
Fucking sheeple over here.
Yeah.
I love how have you ever had people give you shit about the adventure you're doing? You're just trying to be like that. Have you ever had that feeling? Or that?
Yeah.
So that feeling.
You remember when I left the cold after you did?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be like Josh. Yeah.
Except I got way more shit.
And then it's I'm like, do I tell my dad you're just trying to be like your grandfather and
No, because he
kids?
smacked you.
No, but I mean everything you do. You just what do you like? You're just trying to drink coffee in the morning like your grandfather, you fucking sheeple. So silly. Like, as soon as you want to do something, somebody gives you shit like, you're just trying to be like that guy. I'm like, is that the
It's
only
called a
person
mentor.
doing that thing?
You're just trying to be like Jesus and not get laid, I guess.
You're just trying to be like God and be a dick. Good job.
Nailed it.
Made in his own image. Yeah, fuck. Sorry.
Do you know what that image is? Or a crow. I'm not sure.
I have resonated a lot with that ever since I saw God a couple times. I have resonated with Ariana Grande. And
God is a woman?
Yes.
Well, so I told you my experience.
Well, I was writing her an email about it, and she hasn't responded yet.
Oh, Ariana?
Yeah.
God, that bitch. Allegedly, Chadwick. Allegedly, Ariana.
Sorry.
Chadwick.
What were you saying about that?
No, I was saying that my experience with God was also very feminine. It was very like Mother Nature entwined.
Okay, in all seriousness.
Oh.
And now you think that I'll say it.
Yeah.
I normally do that.
Are you about to show me a fucked up meme again?
No. So,
I was like, what the hell? This is bullshit.
I've experienced what I think is God 3 times now. And it's all been fun.
Ironically, none of it was when you were in the cult and praying for God to answer.
That's very true.
She's a bitch.
But
she wants to wait till you leave and then she wants you back.
What I brought up, I was asking Sin about this, because certain drugs bring on certain entities. So like
maybe God is all drugs.
Right, but
maybe it's different faces of God.
What I'm saying is,
sorry.
There is a drug that is not a drug, a hallucinogen that comes from the fucking earth.
DMT?
No, so DMT is associated with ayahuasca, and they are talking about the mother, right?
Yeah.
Peyote is a different entity.
Okay.
From what I've heard.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Then there's one from another hallucinogen that's out of it's like Finland or something super north. It's like the Christmas tree, but it's like these weird trees that drip.
Is this where Christmas came from?
There's a couple podcasts
of
of why Santa exists, and it's not
well,
it's sort of hallucinogenic like reindeer and shit is like it's all, you know how they say everyone sees the same trip, like the sacred art, right? Sacred art. Do you know what I mean by sacred art? Like,
I know what you mean by people having multiple, like separately having the same trip.
Okay,
because
so
I've
it's not
experienced
that. If you were to pull thousands of people and you were to have them show you the art that they saw, it would all be the same, right? So they see that, but it's all people on certain substances. Oh, this is the idea, or this is what.
What substance do you think that they're all on for Noah's Ark?
That's a good question. But okay, so and I'm like fucking around with because this is my first concept of God, and it's very.
It's it's your first concept
of
God.
Sorry, that's my first actual experience with God. Okay. That's fair.
Wow, you and I had really different childhoods. Yeah, I knew we did.
Dude, I felt like being an atheist, and then I'm like fucking Moses. Bush, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Whoa.
Yeah, right?
No.
But regardless, I was telling Cindy about those. Like, I think the Greeks might have even got it a little bit right, where there's multiple.
Well, there's multiple gods.
Yeah, but what if it's multiple? Or maybe they're part of the same. Like, I'm very open at this point to whatever the fuck. Not to Christianity, but more just
been there, done that. On to the next.
Yeah, but there's obviously things that are way bigger than my shit I'm seeing, and obviously some people will say oh well, each thing it's just the drugs, but if it's just the drugs, then why do 1,000 people see the same shit? That's where it's it feels a little more divine, right?
Maybe because the drugs all the same root.
And maybe, but that means that root is still more God than you, right? That root, the ancient.
What's the saying? You pick if I pick up something, it's always attached to something. Anything I pick up is attached to something. It's all the same network.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about if Like a lot of people in ayahuasca, it's like like millions of years of knowledge is imparting to you, and you're like, oh fuck.
Well, this is why I'm a believer in global consciousness. Personally, I actually think that like, how else do we know that like if you pick this root and you boil it at this for this amount of time, and then like this is how this shit gets done. Like some like ayahuasca or peyote, I don't actually know the in depths of it, but in general, there's like this idea of global consciousness of like, how do these indigenous people that don't know how to write, they have this, they know to take this flower at this budding time, specifically like pre-flower bud or whatever it is, and then do all these things. And then there's that, like, I think there are some people that can check in and out of global consciousness better, but I will say, so my experience with global consciousness was on mushrooms, and then my friend Mac, my friend Mac,
the point of this is to black out before we
okay. Oh, that's the point of the podcast. I was asking you what the point of.
I've done one or two. Maybe three.
I'm no newbie. When I met Mac, actually, that's what connected us. Shout out Mac. We found this. This is the girl I almost drowned with in Mexico. But I was like telling
her. Nothing brings you together like a good old-fashioned drowning.
Because she told me to go out there and said, I got you, boo, and then like, bye. Yeah, nothing like that. But, Mac and I were talking. I was telling Mac my story about, like, my mushroom trip. Yeah. And she was just like, actually, I wasn't even telling her. I think I was telling somebody else, and she overheard it. She's like, wait. I had this same fucking trip, but I was on ayahuasca. So, like, in that way, it's not even necessarily different drugs. Like, she had it on.
Was she in your own trip, or was it?
No, they were very separate. Like, we had a trip together. Her and I did.
No, not that. But what I'm saying is, like,
I didn't see that. Like, no. It was the idea of we saw all of time.
We saw the stuff that we're supposed to see because it's not a drug.
No. So from my experience, I felt my energy got taken over. And Mother Nature showed me the evolving of the earth. Yeah. Like, I feel like I saw centuries of time.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, you actually see what is true. Like, so there's two arguments.
Okay.
There's either you take drugs and you see shit that's not real.
Or you see what is real.
You take drugs and you see what's real. Those are the two arguments, pretty much. Like, I haven't heard, like, another, countering me. Like, there's one or the other, right?
Before, but
yeah. So the idea is that you see the things that are there for the most part.
I've never actually heard that before, but that makes a lot of sense.
So that's why, like, okay, so sacred geometry, for example, it's like they. Oh shit! I feel the mushrooms too.
Yeah. Sneaking in the back door.
I really did. Just right now, as we're talking.
The light just got brighter.
I wouldn't. Chadwick.
Don't do mushrooms. Don't do drugs.
I would never have taken drugs before this podcast, Chadwick.
Allegedly, Chadwick, we might have taken some mushrooms.
Okay. No, I thought that this was a common concept, but
no, I've never heard this.
So
it makes sense. It's all like makes so much sense to me, actually.
Like, yeah,
and it's all stuff that I've kind of
about,
abstractedly I've hypothesized, but I never really knew.
You know how they say, like, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? There's a reason why acid gives you the geometrics. Like, there's also, like, everyone sees the same art. Not exactly, but, like, it's the same style, right? Yeah. You're not seeing.
Everybody.
You don't see Picasso. You don't see. You see this
prisms.
art.
You see prisms. Right. You see the matrix that we're in.
And then there's there's DMT art, and like those people.
I haven't done it enough. I've never.
Not right, exactly. But what I'm saying is that most people.
It's over your mirrors.
Those are all
that you're never gonna touch.
But yeah, so you see the same style. It's very stylistic. Right? Like, it's not urban.
To me,
you know what I mean? So there's a specific style of the art. And so what I'm saying is, like,
so to me, I would argue it's not that there's different gods.
Devils are.
Yeah. I would argue it's not different gods. It's album 1 to album 2 to album 3. Like, you know how you know?
Ooh, no.
Like, you're just changing your theme. You're just doing it different because... Cheers.
Yeah, but what if each time you do drugs, they're not a different what if each person isn't a god, but it's oh fuck, I just fucked myself up on that one.
It's a different album. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like God changed his style.
Yeah, okay. So
You have this genre of God, you have this genre of God. You have Madonna fucking 80s, you have Madonna 90s, you have Madonna thousands, and 2020.
Okay.
Like they're different eras.
Let's start this part on. So there's people that don't believe in God and people that do believe in God, and then there's people that believe in multiple gods. And I guess there's only like on the bottom. There's just no.
The idea of a singular God is actually the most wild to me.
Yeah, it's very trippy.
Like a soul, like the idea of a singular set.
That's where cults came from. Because once people like reduced it down. Like, well, if somebody's going to be in charge, it's going to be me. So I'm just going to tell everyone else that there's like this guy that it controls everything, and then you just listen to me, and I'll tell you about it. Yeah, come on in, follow me, bitches.
Are you gonna start a cult?
No, but I mean, yes, I probably should. All people that
You're
were
really good at it.
all the
actually.
people that were abused
You have a
earlier,
beard for
they abused everyone else. Yeah.
You have a beard for it. Tracks.
Yeah, but where the fuck did we go with that? Oh, so that's like the
there's
idea.
like one God, multi-God, no
So
God.
that was like the evolution of religion, but in reality, when people were doing,
I think it's a
wild
miscommunication
human
of
shit,
definition.
they saw way more than just this guy that like tells you what to do. They saw, yeah, it was
Right. Like I said, I think it's a miscommunication of definition. Like you have the people that are like, "There's no God,"
and Biden.
But what are they?
He is
fucking Trump.
no,
I just have to
actually,
be equal.
yeah. Well,
Excuse me. Oof, fuck you, Dwayne. That's
Dude.
not a good.
you know what we should do?
What?
Is I should argue Trump's side, and you should. No, wait, no.
Can you impersonate?
Back that up.
Can you impersonate him? Might be good. What?
not
Can you
that.
impersonate him?
I
Might be
just
good?
want you to argue pro-Trump, and I can do pro-Biden, because I think we equally hate everything about all of this. But it would be actually like not
Are we
doing
gonna
it.
improv
No, I don't. I actually don't want to do this. I'm just like bringing this up
in the
for,
future?
Like, yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
we'll do like a YouTube series, and you just do your best to believe in everything and the things that you hate, and I will do my best to do all the things that I hate.
I'll be really sober.
Yes.
And you be really not.
Will you please eat McDonald's?
Give me those chicken nuggets. No,
Sorry, I interrupted the entire fucking
Chick-fil-A, man.
No, earlier.
Yeah, where did we get lost at? Multi-gods.
Oh yeah, multi-gods. That's a good conversation. Oh, this is the one thing that I don't know if I've ever expressed in my life or in camera, but I think that people on mushrooms think about this. It's like, I don't think this is my idea. I think I heard this. But you either have, yeah, because I don't want to steal someone else's idea.
Yeah.
But you have basically there is one of two things that happens on mushrooms, like when you go really intense, right?
Oh.
Or any.
I thought it was 1,000 possibilities, but okay.
Yes, there's 1,000, but there's still only
It's one direction or the other.
one of two.
Positive or bad. That's what I thought. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. Do teach me.
Well, I think you either
We've already
are seeing what is real.
Oh, we just talked about this.
That's what I'm reducing it down to this. It's either one of the, like, to me, and I think this is somebody else's idea about thinking about this concept, but in reality, like, you are doing one of two things. You are either taking something that is fucking up your reality, and your reality is real, and you're seeing it differently, right?
Okay.
Or the things you are seeing is actually real, and your reality is
Yeah.
differently, right?
It's the blue pill or the red pill.
Yes, right. But I think that, like, I'm very, like, sold on the concept of it's probably the other.
Probably
I've done
the red pill.
I've done a lot of it, you know.
Probably the red pill.
Right. And I think that's the thing that does scare me every time I fucking take mushrooms, because I think that I'm like, oh shit, am I shedding my body like today? Like, okay, so do you remember
shedding your body? Okay, get into that a little deeper.
Blue pill or red pill? Okay, take the Matrix.
Why didn't I take the blue pill?
Shit. Now I'm gonna give you this complex.
No.
I tell you that.
Am I gonna get lost in the park outside, Josh? I don't want your fucking shit.
Okay. So.
Maybe I'll shit on my own.
Okay, so there's the Matrix. This is way different.
Okay.
So you, when you finally realize you're getting out of the Matrix, you've watched the Matrix.
Yeah.
Right? So he wakes up, gets this thing pulled out. He's like, ugh! You see the whole thing.
Yeah.
All
And he's like
shells, and he falls through, right?
Yeah.
So if that is actually what happens, I think it's probably the movie that planted me. But so when I take too much hallucinogens and I see what the fuck else
what
is
actually is
out
happening
there,
yeah.
then I think, oh
Well,
shit, I guess I'm not going. No, I think I'm not going back. I'm like, oh, well, I'm here now. I
but you go right back in. It's called drugs.
No, what I'm saying is this is the thing that terrifies me about mushrooms is I get lost in this. And then I get terrified about me being this. And I'll see these multiple things that happen. I'm like, oh, well, this time on mushrooms, I just went into the ether. But then you're like, oh, well, now that I realize that all of that is fake, why would I go back? Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I think about it every fucking time I get there. And so then I'm like, oh shit, that's why I threw the axe that one time. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
But I was just like, well, this is the physical body is nothing. I see the global conscious. I'm just gonna go up here. It's fucking terrifying. And that's why I get fucking scared of mushrooms. Oh my god, I just said it on camera. That is a thing that happens to me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. That one little pill.
Is it it's like Inception where you're convinced that you have to kill yourself to get to reality?
No, it's not even killing yourself. It's it's just
that's why you threw this axe, though, because you were afraid that you would kill yourself.
But I'm just I'm here.
Don't cry, you make me cry.
Wow, where did that come from?
I don't know why he's crying. I think it's bullshit, but I can't see you crying. Me not cry. I'm too empathically connected to you.
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's wild.
Oh, it's beautiful. Our connection's beautiful.
Yeah, but I was I don't even know how we started talking about that, but it really went off the deep end.
Well, the mushrooms kicked in.
It's a fucking microdose. No, no, for sure. So here's the thing. Take that argument. That is part of global consciousness. That's just say the thing. You're you connect immediately to the source. You know?
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Oh my god.
That's good though.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, the global conscious. You have a lot of hairs, and that might be why you're crying. There's a lot of hairs on your, a lot of Russell hairs.
Oh shit! I'm only
do you
crying.
see it on that one eye?
Yeah, no,
Do you
I
see
do,
that?
and that's the only reason I'm
That's
crying.
the only reason you're crying.
It was just a lot of hairs in my
He's got
eyes.
masculine testosterone. He would never cry otherwise.
Never cry, ever.
Oh man, no. I mean, that was
All my friends Josh cries all the time. He's always crying at work. He's
to be fair, you probably cried the most in our family.
Yeah, but we have established over the course of this that
that's not healthy.
that our family hardness level is way up here.
It's really fucked up.
I was crying about shining the light in their things. They're pussy, get out there. I'm Dad,
pull the trigger. Just aim a little to the left and you're fine.
Sorry, that didn't happen. I was making that up.
Nobody pulled any triggers and nobody got harmed in the making of the film.
God damn it.
No one got harmed in the making of the film. what's the law thing? Like it's like you can't get caught for so many years. I'm pretty sure what we did was illegal. In some level, it had to have crossed some sort of legalities. But there's agent statute. No, it's not. What is it?
I mean,
like
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the legality of fucking with someone on that level.
That's fucked.
You probably can't pin it on someone, but that is fucked up. But yeah, I don't think they'd be like, officer, they stalled the car and they shined lights in my eyes and I heard a bang. Like, there's no probably big problem.
I mean, if you would have had a heart attack,
then there would be
then there'd be a
There'd
problem.
be a lot of questions.
There'd be a lot. And then once they dug into
I was
what else are
filming
they
the
gonna
whole
dig
time
into?
because I thought it'd be funny, and then I posted it on TikTok, like as a joke.
Thank God there wasn't.
As a
thank
joke.
God we were too poor to have fucking video recordings of half the shit we used to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well,
All the shit that would have been
actually,
recorded.
maybe not. Thank God, because
Maybe it would have gotten us out.
fuck you.
Fuck you, crows.
Also, no one's gonna get that but us. See, it's not really funny. No one's gonna watch
It
this.
doesn't matter because someone else that is gonna watch this.
No. There's only like 3 people that know that story.
And they are all the people that are gonna watch this show. I used to tell a story.
Oh, okay. Can I?
You say it like it's a
No.
bad thing. It's a funny story.
That's fair. I want to actually. This is a good point to say it because the last time I told it, it was solo and it was very, very sad.
Don't cry again. How many times are we gonna cry on this podcast?
No. The time that I told like all of my God experience on camera by myself that literally was like no one's gonna see this. That wasn't
crying.
That was just really desperate. Which is
Shocker.
why no one. Dude, I invited you to come me up.
You don't invite a family member. We know this about our family. We don't invite us to pump
Lindsay.
each other up. Come on.
Who else do you think is going to do my podcast? Of our family. Justin, think he's down.
Justin would do it.
Would he do it?
Mom, I could talk into it. I got her to go to therapy with me.
Yeah, but she's definitely not going to get filmed doing this shit.
I bet you she would.
I
Tell her it's about connection because Mom wants to make a difference. She wants to talk.
we
She
need
will.
to bet on this.
I bet.
What's a good bet? Because there's no chance. There's no chance.
Mom's next vacation. Who pays for it? Because we're gonna pay for a vacation for Mom.
Cool. Well, I will go broke for that.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck yeah.
Either way, Mom wins. But I'm betting that you could get
That
her
was
to the
documented.
podcast. Yeah, I know. I'm not scared.
All the other,
scared.
all the other.
Hey, sugar daddy.
All the other yeah, you easy. I'm off.
Settle on up, big boy.
This is why I only bet when
There's
I'm
an empty
sure.
space right here.
Do you know that I only bet when I'm really sure.
How much have you lost in Vegas?
No. What? Okay, sorry. Let me.
No, backtrack that because
will.
you've lost a lot of money
I will.
betting,
Sure,
and I
sure.
barely ever actually
I will.
gamble.
For sure, I will backtrack that statement. I have only made a bet with another human over things like not gambling,
okay,
just
okay.
like looking at. I bet you.
I
this.
actually bet that Mom would.
I only bet when I'm sure.
So
Yeah.
I didn't say
If
stipulations.
you prove me wrong, I'll be happy because that's dope.
I think if you told her it would mean a lot to you. That's what I did with therapy.
Well,
I was like, this would mean a lot to me.
I think it's dope.
Like it. I would really like if you did this with me.
I hope you win.
And she did.
I really hope you win. That would be fucking dope.
Mom's fucking writing me letters.
Okay, who else? Tara's not coming on.
Well, Tara's not traveling.
Yeah, but what if I brought it to her? Would she do it? Do you think she would do?
Are you gonna bring Pennsylvania? That means you have to come back to Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's fine. I come every 2 years. All I'm asking is, do you think she would
Amy
actually
would.
do this?
Amy would. I think. You don't think? It would just be her trying to convince you. It'd be like Lindsay, listen, Amy, we can talk
This
about whatever.
podcast.
No. Say whatever you like. Whatever the podcast
She
is.
won't even
Whatever
be able
you.
to watch this podcast.
She doesn't have to watch it to
She'll
be
go like
on
10
an
minutes
episode.
in. She'll be like, nope, never.
She doesn't have to
doing
watch it to be on an episode.
that. Yeah, but
We're cutting all of this, right? This is like boring for anybody else.
why would I cut it?
That's really boring. Even for me to rewatch back. But no.
Most people skip podcasts after like the
That's
first 5 minutes.
Really?
Like I would say,
I listen
first
to most of
hour.
them. Oh, I listen to,
Dude.
but I only listen to like a few podcasts though, so that's why.
Yeah. Well,
But no. So Amy, I think
we
you
can
could
obviously
get.
wrap this down.
Will, you could definitely get. I think you could get Jeremy.
But they would be good podcasts. wouldn't
Oh, I think they'd be great podcasts.
Yeah.
I will supply the beer.
So like,
and the controversy probably.
there's this thing that would happen.
Dad, I bet you could get Dad on it.
So
I
you're
think you could. All you have to say, like, you just be like, hey, like, listen,
you were my first sibling on my podcast. Good job.
pop in that cherry.
So
To make the weird.
I think that would be something that people would watch.
My
Because
therapist would be the first person to watch it, actually.
here's the thing. I don't know.
My therapist would be like, tell me more about this family. That is wild.
Here's the thing. I don't know if you know, and I don't know if I know, but to our 3 listeners, I'm a big deal. I
Oh, are
sit in
you?
this pink chair.
You're a big deal to my therapist.
Right.
Actually, next time you come to Arizona, you might come.
She's one of the 3.
You might come to a therapy session. with me.
She's one of the 3. So 2, that is me, you, and
Lindsay.
her.
Her name's Lindsay. So.
Oh my god. So I'm a
Thanks,
big
also,
deal
Lindsay.
around these parts. So
Cheers to that. A big deal around these parts.
right. So
Yeah, it's warm. I definitely go.
what do you mean?
But really quiet.
It's the mushrooms.
Is it? Look, I feel like mushrooms usually hear better.
What? Oh yeah, no, they probably left.
Oh, I was like, I think
Sorry.
they're gone.
Fuck. What we were just talking about. The mushrooms made me lose focus really fucking quickly. That's what happens.
We were talking about who would get on this podcast and our family.
Oh yeah, I was
Justin
saying.
would for sure.
Yeah.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you should interview Sarah as someone dating one of us.
The joke was everyone. Well, my joke in my own head, which is on mushrooms, so it's probably not that funny. But I was thinking about how it's like, well, the whole reason that people would listen to this podcast is to hear our family shit, because who else is listening to this podcast but you and me and the people that are creeping on it? So I was like, oh, we should just do like get them all on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because like no one else is listening to this shit.
Fair. I do think that people, there's a possibility that I've actually given my therapist a feeling. I'm like, you could probably write a book on my family.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like it would be a good one. Like you
come.
yeah, like she's cool.
She's cool. Write it all down and dude,
What?
what if we made some money out of our bullshit? Come on.
Out of our trauma. Yeah, that's my plan. That's why I want to write a book with you, Josh.
Yes!
Getting out of the rabbit hole.
Did we just think of this right now?
No, I thought about this
Oh, damn it.
5 years ago.
Oh, well, shit.
I told you my whole idea is that we need to, like, how to escape a cult, but, like, how to escape the rabbit hole.
Oh,
Like,
no.
escaping the rabbit hole or something like that. Like
I have a better
something of
title.
that sort.
Well, maybe it's not a better title. I don't mean to shit.
I'm open. No, I'm open. You were very in support of this 4 years ago.
How to make money on escaping a cult.
Well, that's fair.
Or
It's gonna-
how to profit on fucking...
No,
20 years
my
of
whole
trauma.
my whole idea is like
No.
how to escape a cult though.
Yes.
How to
But if you're going to escape, I'm not actually like,
might as well make money on
kidding.
it.
Yeah, but like also like broadcast that and be like, look, I've
Also,
been through
it's gonna pop on a lot of searches.
right, but I'm like, we have been through shit, so
Yeah.
like how to make money on the shit that I've already experienced. Like,
Let's talk about the cult. Let's get in.
okay,
Let's get in on it. Let's get in on it.
Fuck. Well, we should take a shot.
Oh man, I don't know how many more of these I can do. So the mushrooms are kicking in.
Yeah, well then it doesn't even matter.
Are we gonna get a puke bucket? It might be the first
You don't
person to
have
puke
to
on the
take a
podcast.
shot.
Yeah, I don't want. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I don't want to be the first person to puke on the podcast.
Well, if we're gonna do culty shit, I'm taking shit.
That's fair. You go right ahead. No. How about the fact that you didn't even know you left a cult?
When did you discover?
Earlier on.
When?
So Rob
me.
actually, Rob.
Yes.
Rob is who that. To be
So
fair,
you,
I had
how old
Rob.
were you though? Like that was like
23.
yeah.
23.
That was the
So-
first
so-
thing that you For sure. I'm very into, like, I remember
the moment. I still tell people the moment that, like, because, like, now it's like an opening liner for me. Like, I'm very comfortable talking about the fact that I was raised in a cult. It's actually the bachelorette party that Tasha didn't know, like, how to broach things, and she's like, so Lindsay was raised in a cult, and, like, that was her opening statement. It was like, Lindsay was raised in a cult, ask her questions about that, and then I'm like, yeah, of course there's questions. And then it's like, how did you leave? How did that happen? Like, my answers are always like, well, actually, my brother was the first person that posed, like, a sane question of, like, hey, consider for a moment that everything you've known is fake. Yeah, that's how you got me. That's how it happened. Do you know this?
Nah, I mean, I remember talking to you about this.
But, like, do you even know my experience of it? Of, like, how I left the cult? Like, I remember you telling me because you told the entire family at the same time and you wrote a song about it.
I guess not, because
you wrote a song about it because you were afraid you had an STD?
Mine was, like, a gradual transition. Wait, which?
Yeah. Will you still love me? It was like the first time you ever got tested for an STD.
I had all of them.
And that was when you came out to the whole family. First you told us we were gay. And that was your, like, intro of, like, that's worse than I'm no longer religious. How about that for a joke?
First off, I never told anyone that.
Bullshit. You told Justin
gay this whole time.
You told Justin, and Justin's response was he's putting a real good cover story in. He's really working on that cover, is what Justin said.
Yeah, for sure.
Justin will back me up. You did say you were gay first.
No, I said listen, dude, you're so funny.
You're so funny.
I love that we're doing this live. I'm gay.
It was, I don't know if that's exactly what you said, but it was something of that sort. Let's call Justin right now. I'm pretty sure first you told him that you were gay.
No, what I told you, when I came out about God to Dad, he goes, well, at least you're not gay. And I was like, and then when I told you, I was like, he would prefer me to come out as gay over coming out, so he would prefer me to come out as not I don't believe
anything other than
this,
but being
gay. And I was just like,
it was all projection. It's fair.
Oh,
I've learned a lot about projection. I have actually. I've learned a lot.
So then I'm like,
I feel like I remember Justin's comeback of, like, I thought you told Justin that you were gay maybe it was like a half-passing joke, like, not serious.
Oh, I'd say to people I'm gay all the time.
But, like, in this moment, I remember Justin being like, he's sure working on a cover story because you had already fucked a lot of people at that point in time.
Yeah. That's like the ongoing joke. Now that I've fucked all the girls that I've fucked, I'm eventually going to be gay.
No, but
it was
before that. It was before that.
Yeah. No, I'm saying.
Like, it was, like, only, like, 5 girls.
Yes. What I'm saying is that it just becomes, like, that is still a joke.
Yeah,
it becomes better and better.
And fair. Maybe I heard it from him or whatever.
I'm basically the opposite of, do you know who, people compare me to him, except he's the gay version of me. I'm basically the opposite. It's the guy from, no. Yeah, maybe.
You feel bad about that?
Maybe. I don't like it. I hope I'm as funny as him.
Shit's great. It's fucking awesome. Eugene, whatever his name is, fucking fantastic. Allegedly, Chadwick.
Oh, fuck. Allegedly. This podcast is embarrassing as fuck.
Did you expect any less? Your sister being wrong.
Do you want to get K-hold later?
Get K-hold now? Let's see what parts come out.
Do you know what's
keep
weird?
The camera running.
Do you know what's weird about, like, when you take
Do you already do it?
You don't realize you took it. You did.
You've done this to me before, you asshole! You don't even know how many jokes you played.
I need to stop. I didn't want to go too.
Jesus Christ! I'm on mushrooms, for fuck's sake!
I know. I'm sorry. That was me.
You're a dick.
I know that it could go really far down the rabbit hole.
Our book is about escaping the rabbit hole, Josh, not getting further into it.
I apologize. I do apologize. As soon as I flirted with that joke, I was like, oh, that's not a good joke. I did not. None. You would remember if you took some ketamine for sure. Like you would snort it. You would.
We've been drinking.
No, I have. Okay, so this is a thing that has happened.
You take drugs you don't remember?
No. Yeah, that's happened. Actually, yeah.
I've done that.
Okay, Lindsay, the two things that really always fuck with me when I take a lot of like hallucinogen, and this is like beyond today because like I don't want to I don't want to make everyone have the same trip, but like you see the same stuff, and I was just like, there was a few things that I saw that I kept seeing, and then I wondered if other people were seeing. And then the thing I'll say about my mushroom trip is I was just like, I asked
cold. I'm cold.
Fuck, how did I get here again? God damn it. Well, to finish that
that's how you got there.
The thing that I asked was like, there was a thing that was shown to me and I was like, am I crazy or are you telling me something for a reason? And then the thing that I figured out with I was like, do other people see the same thing? Because I do know that.
Does that make you less crazy though?
No, but no. Hear me out. Listen to me. So, if everyone sees the same thing, then it's just part of the experience. If everyone sees something and I see something different, what does that mean? And that's what. Don't
cry. Stop it!
I hope I just see the same thing. God damn it. It's only fucking one.
This is why we call off the emotional one of the feelings. It's like friends with a pussy.
Alright. Well, we have to keep this one because if I'm not willing to get this embarrassed, then I shouldn't.
Why are you embarrassed right now?
I shouldn't be.
What are you crying about right now?
Then I shouldn't.
I'm crying because I'm laughing so hard. You're just crying for no reason. I don't know why I'm crying. Because I'm laughing too hard. We potty breaks in this podcast.
Yeah, we could.
You want to cry some more while I potty break?
Do you need to pee?
Yeah, I do.
I could do a good cry.
If you can do a good cry while I pee.
You can do whatever you want on this podcast.
So what off camera happened was that you're saying that like one even like close to an
So David said color him out, and I'm gonna text him here.
Yeah, we're not. That's probably not happening.
I meant to text him. Probably doesn't come in. Get here first. Sorry.
It's okay. No, like so the idea is that like you one little bit of something like brings back an experience. So like I'm gonna get choked up now. The best thing I can explain to like this is really off topic of what we were on topic of before. Sidebar. Sidebar.
I guess the thing is in all this conversation, I won't shy away from it. If I don't want to show it, I won't show it.
That's fair. Yeah, fair. But no, what I'm saying is like what I think.
Obviously, if you don't want to show it.
Yeah, I don't care. What I think a lot of people don't understand. Are we blacking out right now?
No, I'm just saying there are levels of caring and not caring.
Yeah.
Like, there's like parts of me that I'm like, I know I'm a very open person, and there's still parts of me that I'm still very insecure about sharing. And I like recognize it in myself. I'm like, oh shit, do you want to go there in like the deepest parts of my soul?
Yeah.
And so like, obviously, I think every person has those things. Anyway, caveats. Oh, I forgot to take a shot. Also, you don't like taking shots on my boobs. Let me get the thing.
You might need it, but no more shots.
That's fair. Do you want something on the side?
Okay, I'll put real lady. I'll hold my shit together. Remember the last time I almost puked and then you made fun of me and then you almost pooped? Okay.
No, I don't remember that. That checks out because I couldn't remember that.
No, what I was saying, what that touch point in for me is like, what I don't think a lot of people can understand is like, I know it's a difference of like, I have really bad PTSD.
Yeah.
have complex PTSD.
Right.
What someone that can't experience that, what they will never understand is that in the same way of like a little hint of that brought back all of those emotions.
Yeah.
The same, the same thing. It doesn't have to. It like the slightest little bit, but it brings back everything. It's like the best thing I can explain PTSD to is imagine any person that went through any breakup.
Yeah.
And whatever was playing on the radio at the time, or whatever the song was that got you through, fast forward 30 years and you hear that song again, and it brings you right back to those emotions.
Yeah. And
this is the best thing that I can explain of what PTSD is. It's like I can play you Anne Boleyn, and I know what that's going to bring back for you.
Yeah.
Because it's past.
Yeah.
Or you can play for me whatever was going on during my marriage. You can play my wedding song, and it's going to bring me back to something or whatever. It's the same thing. Like that's what PTSD is.
Yeah.
It brings you right there in that moment, and it overwhelms you, and like it's like you're there again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the best thing I can explain to somebody that like nobody that understands what PTSD and understands what people that go through PTSD, like that's the best thing I can explain it to. Is like
also if you were like wouldn't make it.
Wouldn't make it what?
I was thinking about like. I'm not.
Yeah, I know. It's mushrooms. We're rabbits.
Oh, no. I realized that the part of our conversation was outside was the level of coming back to God. And
well, it's, that alone is very emotional because
sorry, I didn't mean to
you're
hear the same thing, but fuck, I almost just lost the point too. Fuck. Never mind.
Coming back to God?
PTSD.
No, it's okay. Remember what we were talking about before, and like I think it's emotional for you coming back to God because you violently rejected God. And to be fair, you violently rejected God after you left religion. You very violently were like, "Fuck."
Oh, yeah.
Like. Actually, at one point in time, Rob sat me down.
I wonder if like we all do that, or is this like this? Is it?
It's a cult. It is. It's a cult pendulum. Yeah. At one point in time, Rob sat me down and was like, "Hey, I think you're swinging a little too far." Because I did the same. I did exactly the same as you did.
Yeah, you're like grappling with.
Fuck all this shit. Like, and I don't want to like compare, but like. You left it and it was like fine and dandy. I left a fucking marriage. I got tricked into getting married for this shit. And then it was way worse. Like the whole family viewed me way worse than they ever did you. Cause you were just like this like shit off that never did anything. But like I was the girl and how dare I fucking do such a thing. Like it was a lot worse. Like I didn't tell you, like, your property. He fucking told me that.
Oh, yeah, that's just part of being a woman.
Yeah. But it was also, with that. With that.
Actually, 90% of men.
Yeah.
Good luck.
like, that's what I mean. Like you left it, but, like, it was fine, and, like, it was fine until I did, and then it was really a problem because... Like this is also on the tail end of I just went through an abortion.
Yeah.
Very publicly in our whole family.
Lindsay, you know what's crazy is that like I don't think we ever like had this exact conversation. You know, we have a lot of the same ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But this was not one that we had.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you also weren't here for that.
No.
You lived across the country.
Yeah, well,
you were my biggest supporter.
Absolutely.
You were like, if I wouldn't have had you, I would have. I don't know how I would have. No, I would have never been able to like. I think it would have happened eventually. Honestly, like people that ask me, like, would you have done this if Josh hadn't first? I really do think that I would have because of the field that I went into. I went into a science-based field. I went into like learning of like. Facts, not the like shit that I was told, but it happened faster because you were the person that I respected the most.
Leaving a cult is really hard.
It's really hard.
It's making us cry.
It is. like it's
Yeah, but it's-
really like I like casually dropped
We're
his
crying on camera because of leaving the call. Get the fuck out of here.
People like I like casually joke about it, like it's no big deal. Like I like joke around about it.
Apparently-
Yeah, I'm out of a call.
Apparently it's a big
The
deal.
reality is like it was devastating.
Okay, well, did we talk
It was
about...
devastating. Like I lost everything I believed in.
Yeah.
It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I lost everything.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know at the time. Like, I know you didn't know if like the entire family was gonna reject you. You were the first,
I didn't.
and then
That's the one thing
I didn't actually know if my family was gonna reject me.
No,
No, it was way harder in that way. You were the first.
what I'm saying is, I think we both have it equally hard.
Yeah.
It's equally hard.
Yeah.
You have the things that you express. I would have never thought about.
Yeah.
Never thought about it. So
Yeah.
thank you. But like, that's hard.
It was.
And then mine is equally as hard. Like we have the hard experiences. Like,
Yeah.
if you're Elena when she leaves,
Oh,
or when
and she's the first one that does. Thank God we did this for her.
it's
Thank
gonna,
God.
yeah, but it's still gonna be,
It's still gonna be hard for her.
fucking hard.
It's
She's
also
go
not gonna
through
like
everything.
us going through it doesn't take like you going through it first didn't take anything away from me going through it. It
The
just
thing
meant that
that
I
I-
had a support system.
the
But
thing
the
that I
reality
like
is
about
you probably
Justin
had
is, like-
your friends as a support system. I would hope.
The thing I like about like with Justin is like he's still like there in a belief, and that's
I don't
great.
think he is anymore. Actually,
Well, either I don't.
we don't know. We don't talk about
But I'm
these things
okay
anymore.
with that shit. But like, I'm okay with like. I think our family has spread over time. Like, I think they've like loosened up over
Well,
time. Like, kind of, you know, like
yeah, mom divorcing
it's like,
dad was like a
luckily-
big.
like yeah, there's a different section, but dad has always been in and out. You know, like
True, but we never acknowledged it.
right. But there was like years where he was just like, no, not into it.
Yeah,
And then
we never acknowledged it. We were never going to ask about it.
yeah. So wherever he is on that spectrum, he's still gonna like. I'm okay with the Jesus God and all that shit. Good job, but like you still have to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it. But,
No.
like I'm okay with I'm okay with Amy thinking God, Jesus, great.
Yeah. We
As
should
long
not
as-
be in it.
Yeah, but as long as you can still be okay with like
Life.
your people and like
Right.
the thing that's gonna haunt us or like fuck with people is when one of the people that you want to believe this way doesn't, and that's
Well,
gonna fuck with
or-
everyone, which is what we went through. So it only takes one, and it's going
And then
to
it takes two.
ruin. No, but it's gonna ruin every
Yeah.
they
Because
know
it
it.
makes you question everything.
Yeah, and
We
it
make
fucks with your
people
entire
question
spectrum. Yeah.
Everything.
And they won't but it's once one happens, it's gonna like
Domino effect.
no. Well, I mean yes, but it's also gonna
Okay.
cause a massive divide, and
Yeah.
that's the terrifying thing that we've always
Well, we've always known it's coming.
right. And it's like I don't know if it's unavoidable. It's why like you like prep people for like, listen, I hope you don't think this is crazy, but you know like,
Yeah.
this is a different world spectrum.
Yeah. Most people don't live in a different world. We did.
Well, and I like bringing you back to like the way that I see the world
I'm
now.
not making any sense. Drugs. Just left the wrong intelligence. I think this has been very scattered. I don't think it makes any sense.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Quips is what you're gonna get out of this. But
Yeah.
to us it makes sense. But like what I'm saying is like the concept of like you left. That was one whole thing.
Yeah.
I left.
Yes.
That was a whole different dynamic
Yes.
than what you did.
Yes.
And now what we're left with is like the like what you and I have talked about for years actually of like we don't want to be the family that splits. But the reality is that
What is the solution? There's no solution.
and we can't be. Because you and I are not gonna back out of anything. The reality is there's going to be a split when one of the nieces or nephews. Don't cry more. It's okay. Don't cry. You're making me cry. But the reality is like aside from Justin, and we're never gonna split from him because Jackson's already gone. Jackson's already lost cause. Allegedly Chadwick.
I mean, like, this is
but,
things
like,
we know.
I know, it breaks my heart too.
We don't have to talk about it yet.
This is not fair for
Why
it,
don't
though.
we just do
It's
it?
not fair.
Why don't we just cry about it then? Seems silly.
Because then we'll be prepared for it, I
What
guess.
if it doesn't, and then we just wasted all those tears? Look at that. That was like 17. Oh my god.
But, like, no, we've always known this is coming. The reality is, like, we've already started
Lindsay, fuck this podcast. This is annoying. Why did we do this?
You brought me on here.
Why would I ever bring a sibling on my podcast? This seems ridiculous. This seems stupid as fuck. Let's take a shot.
If I was not on mushrooms, I'd say yeah.
No. Oh, yeah, see?
I can't.
So stupid.
It's only because I can't. My stomach cannot handle it.
Maybe I should one.
Yeah, we did 5.
No, maybe we did one on mushrooms, so it's pretty good.
No, we did a lot of mushrooms. I just can't take any more shots. No, but like we've already established that this is what we worry about.
We black out on the podcast until like.
Not blacked out, are you?
No, I told you this before we took mushroom. Well, no, it was like I think we took the
Did we take
before
mushrooms?
the podcast. I knew it would hit mid level.
I said that too.
Well, no, I know that. Yeah, it's like an hour. Yeah, I knew it was gonna smash at some point. It's like, oh fuck,
smash it.
But also, it's not like we didn't drink a lot. And I did tell you it was like
It's family shit. Like,
Lindsay, do you remember that game that we played in where's that town? Like the lake one.
Havasu?
Havasu. Not
Red Black?
Yeah, no, we're not playing. But
Let's not
that
do that.
no, for sure. I hate that game.
I'm still winning.
That night alone will convince me that it was a good night. I love the story.
I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, like, for sure.
I'm good on that experience.
But like,
Says Paul.
consider that, and that's just like where like the podcast is not the end is not to be remembered. The same with that game.
I think the end is nobody remembers the end of Red Black.
Right. That's the
Silly
whole point
beginning
of
it.
this.
You don't even remember the
Point of this
beginning?
podcast. Is,
So it just mic's off? No,
it's always on.
Oh,
We just drink until we end.
well, I'm not blacked out.
Yeah, not yet.
Well,
And then we'll
that's
go.
fair. I don't want to do any more of those because the
Right.
mushrooms kicked in.
But at
I'm just
some
gonna start vomiting. I'm still not blacked out, but I'm gonna vomit.
You say that now.
Need a good time.
I'm kind of kidding because I did 3 or 4 of the podcasts. I don't remember the end.
No.
And I was like, I like this about the podcast. We just get fucked.
You don't know what's happening. Actually, I recently had this thought process with my therapist. Actually, where I was like, she was saying she's like, I've actually had a couple people like show up like high or drunk, and I was like, we were talking about like doing like microdosing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I was like, actually, what we talked about. So like, I just come back from Tahoe bachelorette party where drunk Lindsay was full flag flying, and then my therapist's
Were
name
you
is also
Lindsay being
Lindsay.
Lindsay?
Yes, but my therapist is also named Lindsay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so my therapist's name is Lindsay.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to her about this whole experience, and she's telling me about her blacking out and like putting a fish taco in her purse, and like waking up the next day with a fish taco in her purse, and I was like,
your therapist is telling you this?
yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, my therapist, like, we've gone through a lot. Like, we've gone through 2 assaults, like, a lot of death. And, like, we've gone through
And
a
that's
lot.
only
Like,
your half.
That's just, no, yeah, that's just my half. I don't even fucking know what she went through.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's been a lot.
Jesus.
That's a lot. And actually, my therapist, here's how I know things are fucked up. Like, you know what we say, like, every family's fucked up?
Yeah.
My therapist, quote unquote, quote on fucking quote.
Chadwick, sorry.
Sorry, Chadwick. She goes, you have more tragedy than anyone I've ever fucking studied. back to back to back to back to back. Because think about it. So she came into my life shortly after my first.
Where's she from?
She lives in Arizona.
Is she from Arizona?
I don't know. Like, you're not allowed to know this about your therapist. Usually, like, we don't use this. Is the her putting a drunk taco in her purse is the most I've learned about her. Like, I know she has a couple kids.
She has another half of the story.
So what was really funny was the part that got us both giggling a lot was she was like, you talk about like your drunk self like it's a different person, and I was like, yeah, it's drunk Lindsay, and she's like, shit, sorry. Oh fuck, that you opened it.
Oh, no.
Hey, why is it open down there?
This is empty.
Oh, it wasn't. No,
empty.
But anyways, so she's like, you talk about drunk Lindsay like it's a different entity. She's like, it's funny that your subconscious is even like view it as a different entity. And I was like, yeah, drunk Lindsay used to be like, sometimes she's really good. She like leaves me a like burrito or a taco in the bed, and I'm really excited about it. Hungover Lindsay's like real thankful for drunk Lindsay for what
you
she's
only
done.
do that to her?
I mean, I've always said that. I used to
say it to me.
Well, we just never talked about it. But when I lived in Morris Hill,
that's what I mean. You don't.
When I lived in Morris Hill,
who do you talk to about it?
My roommates. When I lived in Morris Hill, and I used to get the vegan burritos from the taco truck in Boise.
Yeah.
Hashtag the taco truck. No, I used to like sometimes I would get drunk and I would order 2 orders of things, and then I'd wake up to a burrito on the pillow next to me, or I'd wake up to a slice of pizza next to me, and I was like, drunk Lindsay knew hangover Lindsay would be like real excited about this. Or sometimes it was in my fridge, and I was like, drunk Lindsay left hangover Lindsay a present, and I was blacked out for it. And I was like, drunk Lindsay's like, she's kind of polite, but so me and
but blacked out Lindsay only says drunk Lindsay.
Well, so blacked out Lindsay is drunk Lindsay. Yeah. So blacked out Lindsay. Either way, you want to play. But so anyways, so me and my therapist, Lindsay, are talking about this, and she's like, yeah, one time I like left a taco in my purse, and I was like, is blacked out Lindsay, like, is there one blacked out Lindsay, and she pops between all Lindsays? And, like, she leave presents for all of us?
Did you bring this up?
Yeah, I did!
Did you fuck her roll up?
I did!
That's fucking wild.
And she was like, because we talk about, like, in general, we're in parts therapy where we talk about parts. Like, parts of ourselves, like, parts of personalities. And I was like, maybe my blacked out part is the same as your blacked out part.
This is a really, like, weird, terrible, also thought. But what if you're just, like, doing the same thing, and then you just, like...
All Lindsay's yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I was saying. I was like, there's like all Lindsays have the same blackout Lindsay that does the same thing for each other. Are you seeing things?
I was wondering if the other Lindsay was.
No, Lindsay's not there. I can give my therapist this podcast.
Sure?
You know, she'll be really entertained by this. Actually, she'll be really entertained. She'd probably learn a lot.
Oh.
Actually, but no, we had this conversation.
Okay, but here's the thing. I will say.
I was like, what if we had the same, like, what if our parts just float between all Lindsays?
How old is she?
I don't know.
How old do you think she is?
If I had to guess, so I'm 33. Yeah. If I had to guess, I think she's maybe a year or 2 older than me. Okay. I think she might be 35, 36.
How long has she been doing this?
She's brand new. She got her license while I was with
Do you know anything else about her?
She has a husband. She's She's like half black and Latino.
Okay.
Her husband's black. They
have kids. No.
Yes,
kids.
They have co-kids that are teenagers. So she's done that.
Kids.
Yeah.
Like, is she straight out? Is she straight out of college? It's like teenagers, kids, path.
No, I think this is not necessarily like if so. Like, it took her a while. It took her a while to get into this path.
Yeah.
Because when I first started seeing her, she was like a student.
What I was thinking was,
and she's fucking amazing at it. This is what's wild. It's like she actually failed her first therapy test.
Yeah.
So she like had to have the awkward call with me of like, hey, actually, I'm not like licensed to do anything because I failed my test.
Yeah.
And I can recommend you to someone else. And like that this was like mid 2020. I was like in like crisis, and she's like, I can recommend you to someone else. And I said, Lindsay, no, I'm not going anywhere else. Like, do I need to privately employ you, or like what do we need to do? And she's like, well, we could do this thing. I can be your consultant. and da 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 da. And so we did that.
Yeah.
And she then, in the process, in the next year, she like took her test and she passed, and now she's like an actual official therapist. But even before that, she was like under somebody else. But she's fucking so good. She's the most talented there. I mean, I've only worked with 2, but she's the most talented I've worked. Like, there's been multiple times where like she roundabout brings me to something where I'm like, were you leading me this the whole time? She's like, she gives me this little smirk. I'm like, you're so fucking good at whatever it is you're doing. Like, she's so fucking good.
You know what's funny?
So
It's like, have you ever had those moments, like, not to like, I don't know what happens, but it just, I've really never like talked to people outside this podcast about like personal problems until like the first therapist, right? So I'm like, is this just my first one that makes you feel good or not, or is it you're really good? But like, there was this moment, like when me and my therapist were like talking, and I was just like talking a little, and like you feel your brain cycling, you feel you're like talk about this problem, and then you just like it like starts to like funnel in, and then like he's just like. And then they ask that question. And you're like,
you.
Oh my god! That's why you were here! like holy
this
fuck.
Is like, this
it's
is different.
It's bonkers. Like,
it's the difference of like people, so like at one point in time, like Steve was like, oh, I should be a therapist because that's what I do. I listen to my clients like tell me, like there's a difference. Like my therapist doesn't just listen. Actually, half the time she talks almost as much as I do.
Also, I think half of the people are just meant for it and half are not. Or like
she's clearly talented. Like she is.
Like you were just.
Like she is so talented for this, and she's like, she's a person that's like, you're really smart, and like you do that. Da, 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 da. She's goddamn so fucking smart. Like she's so.
That's perfect.
Fucking smart.
That's one of my favorite things. Like
she's so good.
When somebody asks you the right
what she does.
Fucking question.
Yeah.
And then you're just like,
and all of a sudden you're like,
oh my god, like it, like almost like it shifts your entire view of a situation. Yes. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. She does regular,
and it's like so simple. Like most of the times, it's just like these like little like nuances, and they're like, boop, and you're like, oh. Holy shit! Why didn't I like? What the fuck?
Why did I never think of this before?
Yeah, like
actually, while we're on camera, I actually wanted to talk about this, and not that it, like the 3 listeners that we have listening, but maybe this will make a difference for somebody. I had this. Why?
We'll just like clip it up. We'll sell it to like Amazon. They'll push it up.
I had this like I haven't actually talked to you about this. I talked to Paul because I freaked out. I had this wild experience. It's actually been now a couple sessions that's happened for, but like, so obviously I have my shit, my past shit that like is very delicate. So what I've learned in doing therapy and like what Lindsay has taught me, she's like, you're very sensitive. You're like,
Lindsay.
Other Lindsay. Therapist Lindsay. Mama Lindsay.
TL.
Yeah. OG Lindsay. I'll say that I'm beta.
Therapist Lindsay.
I'm beta to her OG. So what I've learned is that like, or she's told me, she's like, Lindsay, like you're actually really delicate in my psyche. My psyche's very apparently delicate. So what that means is like, we were talking about whatever it was we were talking about, and she like briefly like lightly.
Yo, what up?
Hi. We like lightly. Actually, I want you to hear this. But
just bring me one.
We said. I want you to hear this. This is a life changing.
Yeah, this is David. Hey. You're not on camera.
No.
Is he? Is he?
Earlier, I was talking to the microphone, and I was like, "Look at me," and I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "Oh, the camera's over there."
I'm gonna put this motherfucker.
David smoked us all out. No, so
wait, no, you're.
No, I have a whole thing. So we had this. No, I do actually.
That's what I mean.
This is a wild experience.
David, Okay.
It was a wild experience.
That's okay.
And I wanted to share. I shared it with Paul, and like, he was like, this is like wild. So I had this experience. Me and my therapist were in a session together. So like how it usually goes is actually she's across the way from me.
Don't think the pink chair like this.
Yeah, she has a pink chair, but she's across the way. I'm on the couch. She doesn't.
It's not as good though.
Oh, that's a nice kiss.
It's not good. It's not as good as mine. It's
No, it's not.
fuck you!
Fuck you, Lindsay.
Yeah, fuck you, Lindsay.
Yes.
You don't have
I
a
don't
good
know.
couch.
She's
You don't
probably
have a
gonna
chair.
watch this. Actually, she's the one
I
who's
know.
what?
I started this podcast going, fuck you, Dwayne.
True.
It's come full circle.
So anyways, so like her and I are in a session, and we were like lightly referencing my past. Like not even we didn't say like incest, we didn't say rape, we didn't say anything. We like very, very lightly referenced it. And I'm actually feeling it happening right now again. So what started happening for me is that I started dissociating.
Yeah.
But because I've done enough therapy, I'm not like dissociating so fast anymore.
Yeah.
So now I'm aware of when it happens in the moment, but it's very slow. And it's very similar to a mushroom onset, except I'm completely sober for this. So
Yeah.
as I'm talking to her, all of a sudden, it's like the Matrix scene where like the chair goes push down the long alley. But that's where it feels like I'm like,
It's like, rah.
yeah, that's exactly like, but I'm sober.
Yeah.
It's like 11 in the morning, sober. And like all of a sudden, I just like, part of me is hearing what she's saying, but it's coming through an echoing hall. And part of it's happening in my own head. And I finally become aware enough where I'm like, Lindsay, like something's going on. And like, this is very odd. And like I hear my ears like buzzing. It's kind of like, have you ever had like there's like the dead sound in the background, and then all of a sudden it shuts off, and there's like the missing of the sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what happens, and all of a sudden it gets like nothing is, and that's what happens. So there's that combined with all of a sudden the lights got brighter.
Yeah.
And then you're way down the hallway.
Yeah.
All at the same time, except I'm sober.
But yeah, that feels like a come up of like drugs.
Yeah, and that's what the only thing I can explain to her, and she's never done drugs, so I'm like,
oh yeah, no,
it feels like a mushroom come up,
but like
it feels
really
like
intense
a
one. Like,
really intense. And the reality is,
bright,
is this. So what we figured out was this is the beginnings of my dissociation, and like in the moments, like as everything's distorted. So this was like one experience, and she's like, do you feel safe? Do you feel okay? Like, she's like, I'm gonna back up. Like, we immediately stopped talking about what we were talking about. She's like, okay, let's think about like what's on the wall. I mean, it's actually happening right now.
You wanna see the wall?
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, this has now happened multiple times though. Even so, fast forward to this. We get out of that situation. She's like, call someone, talk to them, tell them. So I called Veronica. We were having a conversation. I'm telling her about it. A couple days later, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to breakfast by myself, and I'm gonna write. I was planning on writing Mom back. I was gonna write a review of Lena's book. I had a couple things in my tray, and then I was like, you know what? What I want to write about is my dissociative experience, because that was the first time that I realized I was dissociating. Usually I'm just dissociating. Yeah. Usually it happens so fast I'm not aware of it. Yeah. That was the first time. So I wanted to write about it, and just writing about what I experienced made me it happened again.
Document. Yeah, and then
it started happening again at fucking Snooze, where I've taken you for breakfast. It started happening. I'm like, all of a sudden my ears are funny, like the light changes, like all this is happening. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I called Paul on the way home because I'm like telling him about what's happening. He's like, this sounds like a drug trip. So if it's freaking 9 o'clock in the morning and I've not done any drugs. I'm not on any drugs. Like
9 a.m., motherfucker.
I've not done any drugs. I'm not even like drunk. I didn't even have a mimosa at breakfast. Like this is happening sober. Yeah. This is wild. Yeah. And then now I am on drugs. And I'm like feeling the feelings, but like it's wild because if I even
drugs are that way, and then you
but if I even would reference it, it would start happening. Yeah. And I was like, my therapist kind of had already taught, like we had already discovered a couple of times that I dissociated fully, where I just wasn't present. And when she's like, yeah, it was like Maybe you
What do
don't.
you say that is? Sorry.
It's association.
No. What do you say? Like, do they? What causes it? Like, is there
so to be fair, it's
is there
hard.
a populace that has it? Like, is
It's
it like
usually
or is it like
trauma based. So like for mine,
It's like
mine's
trigger
trauma
through,
based. Yeah, it's true. So actually, her and I had a conversation. So I come off of, hey Lindsay, were you talking about a therapy session?
Sorry to say fuck you, Lindsay. That was really me. I was in the moment. Probably funny, but
No.
it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
Shut up. It's much more often not taking it on a shot. So David just housing chips the whole time in the background, just housing chips.
I just like David's laughing at my jokes and they made me laugh.
Lindsay, my therapist, is gonna figure this out. She's probably the only extra one
Actually,
I have.
every other podcast could
Have David just made me eat chips?
yeah, but like the yaw screen, just like laughing at me jokes.
No, but
Please, I will pay you $50 for every time that you come in and just hang out.
every time you come,
I'm down.
I don't want to be like an applause button per se, but I just want you to laugh sometimes.
Okay, I'll just laugh.
just a few times, just one or twice.
I can do
It's
that.
gonna make it way better.
Stop crying. Don't.
It's gonna be so.
He's already cried 3 times.
I can definitely do it.
Oh shit,
That's
dude!
great.
These podcasts are fucking gold.
Lit.
Yeah. No, so Lindsay has the tits. So we were like,
If I
we
ever
talked about-
release this, kill me.
You are.
I know.
These are the B-sides.
Thanks for being a baby one.
The scary thing about podcasting is really
I want one. You guys gonna? I'm gonna get in.
Oh
Get
yeah.
another shot glass and more pineapple juice, please.
Yeah. Can we put David in the chair after this one?
No, I was going somewhere with the idea,
We're
like,
not going happy hour, are we?
they already went without. They went without us. This podcast is going.
Good.
We're just gonna add more people. It's gonna be like your binge days. Like, we'll just get added to it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say, this is a good one. This is a good one.
That was a great one.
It's gonna keep going. It's fine. Like, we're gonna come up, figure out some.
Oh yeah. There's no reason to stop.
This is gold what we're catching. But this is my thing, is like the idea of like catching this shit, and maybe it makes a difference. Maybe it resonates for somebody. But anyway, so I had these dissociative events, and I was
Okay.
I was talking to her, and I was like even if I start talking about dissociating, I start dissociating. Like, this is
Yeah.
wild. And then I went to the bachelorette party where
Yeah.
it's like a whole different experience.
Then talk.
But like, yeah, it's a whole different experience. But like, the reality is like what classifies as dissociating was very similar to like my blackout. So then we started going into it. Like, I think for a hot second she had to check and see if we were like alcoholics, which obviously Lindsay we are. I'm pretty sure that's already written as a diagnosis.
I just don't like saying
I'm
it.
pretty sure
but
that I mean,
for sure.
her and I've had this conversation a lot where she's like, this is like, it's unfunctioning, but it's also like how you bond. She's like, notice this with me, and like I tell her about how I feel when I go to Pennsylvania and like how much we drink and da-da-da. And she's like, it seems like this is like what bonds you and your brother Josh and your brother Justin. Like, it bonds you, but then sometimes it goes to this like unfunctioning level, which is like the blackout level. And then we're talking about these conversations of like just being blacked out very easily. And I was like, well, it kind of like my whole family does this. And then we started talking about like, she's like, well, honestly, your brain just does this. Like, my brain just associates so easily that no wonder I black out. But I was like, it's also very common in you, and it's very common in Justin. Like, you guys black out so easily.
Yeah, but it's not. Oh, okay, so the one thing I would wonder is do people that do other people that black out have the same trauma, or is it just like a chemical imbalance?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit both. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, not an imbalance, but like
I don't
there's like levels, obviously.
Yeah.
So if you think of a spectrum,
But like
some people will never do it. Some people do it
yeah.
sometimes.
So you have Sarah that's like, I've never blacked out until
Right.
he fucking blacked her out.
Right.
But
Yeah, some people do it once in a blue moon.
yeah, and then us were like, it's like every other time we drink.
Yeah.
Or
It's
it
not
used
just-
to be. It used to be. Maybe we don't do it
But it's not just
anymore.
that. It's like, so for example, my friend Ivy,
Also,
my friend-
20s.
no.
Oh.
Sorry. Her friend Jordan,
Okay.
blacks out for like 4 beers.
Well, that Justin used to do that. Like,
That's
like,
what I
he's
mean,
like,
like,
sometimes
so
it's
it-
after 8 beers, sometimes it's after 2.
What I'm saying is, like, is there just certain populace that is more programmed to just like black out, like on a certain level?
I would
of
im-
intoxication?
I would imagine that there are some people, like, again, I think there's a reason why I do. Like, my brain's already very given to black out. Like, I blacked out half my childhood. So
Right.
why wouldn't I now as an adult drinking a little bit? Like, why would I not?
But what? Is it connected to trauma, or is it just connected to like certain people's?
Well, but
chemical
trauma is
imbalances?
relative also.
Yes, that's what I mean. But like, do you think that drinking a lot would
Mm.
if you
I think
take
it's
a lot
probably
of
both.
a poison,
I think it's both.
basically alcohol is a poison.
Right.
So if you're taking a lot of a
Because the
poison,
building tolerance up, or you.
there's a point when your brain is going to shut off certain functions, and I think
Yeah.
that's what that is.
Blacked out.
They say it has to do with your circulation.
David, no one asked you, bro.
So
Also,
he-
you didn't even cheers us. That was really.
You're gonna do another one. You're gonna do another
What do you mean? Cheers you with my sip of seltzer?
dude? You
That's what
just
you did.
took a shot off camera. Don't be.
I
Don't
did
be.
I did not take a shot. I
Don't
just brought
be
the shot
innocent.
glass in.
Don't play fucking innocent here.
Motherfucker.
Cheers.
Fuck you! I love
Wait, did you not?
Cheers.
I thought.
Cheers, big bitch.
Dude, he can
It's
say
like-
anything, and
Yeah, and we can't. We actually, yeah, because he's the most sober person here.
Yeah. Dude, we took some mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
So I don't even know if you're here right now.
Me either.
Yeah, that was a problem because I thought you were fucking with me. I thought you just took that shot and you were like, "Choop," and then you put it down. What did you just do?
It was just an empty one.
Oh my god, see? That's how. One capsule. One fucking mushroom capsule. And we just like,
Action, baby.
pew, pew, pew. Right into
But
the fucking
okay. So you already touched on this earlier in the podcast of like my idea of like what was happening in actuality.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So obviously now we're on mushrooms, and then you have all this like so
It's not
obvious.
obvious. Fucking Chadwick. We didn't.
Allegedly we took it.
We did not take
Allegedly
any
Chadwick.
mushrooms.
Allegedly we took mushrooms. However, so this is like my whole childhood, right? So like my brain is gone because of trauma. So I'm creating a whole other option because the option that was real was really bad. So like, I just created this like whole like magic land. Like I literally lived in fairy like La La Land.
This is why your memories are different than mine.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. This is why. This is why it is. Because this is how I survived.
Yeah.
Like this is the only way that I survived. And then it intertwines, but so for a while it fucked with me though actually. I don't know how are we gonna get in this or no? So well I was gonna say so like the
I
idea
think
of like
we did most. I mean, not most of it, but
no,
we are.
we haven't gotten to this. We haven't gotten to the sexual shit yet. So where
Let's see.
it used to fuck with me, I'm fine with it. So where it used to fuck with me for a little while was like you would tell me like, Lindsay, you thought this happened, and me and Justin were like, no, it didn't. Okay, but like what did happen to me, which was the abuse.
Yeah.
No one else was aware of.
Yeah.
And so then I started fucking with me where like I even still like I question like, did I make this up? Like did I make up that all this stuff happened to me? Did I make all this? Now I'm gonna get emotional.
No.
Like
Stuff you didn't because it
because
happened.
kids don't make that up. How do they make that up? Like
For
and
sure.
I like
Yeah.
that's statistically,
When you- yeah.
personally, like
when you make shit
nobody-
up, you make fun shit.
Yeah.
For
If you
sure.
don't, make up like
Yeah.
someone fucking you.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it started making me question then when you guys would be like, Lindsay, that didn't happen. It was also questioning my reality. And the reality is that, like, what did happen was questioned a lot.
Lindsay, it definitely happened, and I hope you never felt that I questioned it.
No,
I
I didn't
think
feel like you personally did by any means, but it
But
made
when
me
you
like,
told
I
me,
knew.
I was shocked.
I
was
knew
like,
that I knew I
What?
made up so much in my head that it made me question, like, did I make up
Yeah.
all this in my head? Like, did I create all this in my head?
That's
Is this why I'm a problem child? Like, I created all this in my head?
Do you know how many people feel the same way like that?
Probably a lot, but I felt like there was a reason to back it where you're like, no, but these things you tell me about, like, they didn't happen. And so it made me feel like, well, maybe, like, because he told me it didn't happen, he would tell me, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do this. I'm not touching you as he's touching me or as it's happening. And it made me question my whole reality. Like, I think this is actually why as a child I had no conscious of realities. That's how I survived. Is to not have conscious of reality. Like, I had a really happy childhood. And I think that's the only way I did. Is because I had the best childhood. Mom would ask me when Mom found out about it. She's like, "Were you really unhappy as a child? Like, did your whole childhood get wrecked? Like, did you not have a childhood?" And the reality is, like, I had the best childhood, but it was all in my head. Like, my physical reality was that it was a horror. Honestly, it was a horror. But what I experienced was the only way I could survive, and it was rainbows and butterflies and, like, bandits and robbers, and, like, I had the best childhood. Like, it was the make-believe games that we had. Like,
The
that's
fucking markers?
yeah! It was all of that. Like, I had the best childhood. Like, I think of the happy times and I think of, like, God, I had the best brothers. Like, I remember being like, hey, look at the spot. Let's go adventure to it. And, like, that's what I remember. Like, there was so much that I don't remember, and it wasn't till later that I, like, these memories came back, and, like, it fucked with me because there were so much things that I didn't know whether it was real or whether it wasn't. Made me wonder, like, am I making all of this up? Like, I really would get to that point where, like, did I imagine all of it? Did I, like, recreate all of it in my brain? Am I just being, like, am I just, like, this narcissistic person that needs attention? And, like, I'm just doing this. But then I would remember, like,
Do you think that other people feel that way? Is that how people feel when they get...
yeah, I do think that's how that happens. Like, I do think that, like, at one point, I know. At one point in time, Tara, who obviously she went through some of the same shit I did, and she was like, "Did he do this?" And I said, "No, I was never raped." But, like, I didn't know that I actually was until a lot later, and, like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I just didn't know. I didn't, like, I don't, you block so much of it, it doesn't make sense, and that's why it's so fucking frustrating. Like, it doesn't make sense, it seems like it's not real. You have other people that are saying this isn't real, like, this couldn't have happened. It like, fucks with everything you ever fucking know about who you are, what you are. It, like, this shit was, like, the worst of it was happening while we're praying at the fucking table, and I'm looking at you and Justin across the table, and you have no idea what's happening under the table, and it's like, it fucks with your goddamn head. It makes you feel like you're crazy. It's like it's insanity. It's insanity that nobody.
Hey, let's see. You know how
It's
you
mushrooms.
and I know. You know how I know you're in a cult.
You get ditto
All
under
of
the
that?
table.
All of that. You know how I know you and I were in a cult.
No. Just
It
no.
might have been all of that. Welcome to Cult fucking Ville. God damn it!
But like that was my experience, and like that wasn't your experience in the cult.
No,
That
sorry,
wasn't Justin's experience in the cult. That wasn't Amy's experience. I know what you're trying to comic relief. I get it. I understand. I understand. But like this information, I will not have it.
Really, oh no!
You know what I mean? Like. It's like it fucks with you. It fucks with you all the ways. It fucks with you. I don't really know how we got. I don't actually know how we got here. We took mushrooms.
Yeah. They bring out the soul of everything.
Yeah.
I told you already. I set it off camera.
Yeah, it's
But-
real.
When I thought that I would just like take one. It's not about the mushroom. It like
It's
connects you.
life.
It
Life
connects
gets
you
you.
like
It
the
connects
source.
you. It comes back. It comes back.
I mean, like I was, yeah. I'm super atheist, and apparently I'm not
No.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, fucking gets you.
Actually, that's impressive to be like
It's really fucking stupid.
So
constantly. This is actually.
Lindsay, I didn't tell you about this one, but I was like, the mushrooms that I took, the time that I had like a really hard time. I was like,
Which one? Which one? Please tell me which one.
This is the one I'm gonna admit to. I was like pacing in that living room, and I was like, dear God. I was like, Jesus Christ, and I just like kept using euphemisms. And then I'm like walking
Blasphemy.
around. Yeah, blasphemy. All out like, fuck you, goddamn
all
Jesus Christ.
the blasphemies.
And as I'm doing it, I'm like arguing with God. Then I'm like, oh no. I was like,
No.
I'm a crazy person in my house. Like I like had this like, existential crisis. I was like,
This first time
I'm a person that I'm like walking around being
on
like,
the corner.
fuck you.
talking to the spirits and shit.
It's so good.
Really,
And then I like thought about, I was like, oh no, that's what I'm doing right now.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Funny story. When I went to visit Katie in Bend, Oregon, we went and like she had a guy, Georgine had a guy fly in, like he brought a bunch of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Was it the guy that ripped her off for like $6,000?
I don't know actually. This is just a thing in our friend group. What we just get
No, this guy was an actual person.
No,
he's
this guy was so. I don't
he's
know
in
about
the
that.
meat
I don't know
markets.
about that. I don't know about that. But this guy was an actual person. So I was there for like a hot second, and then Katie was like, "Hey, I have this one night I have to work, but like Georgie and this guy that's flying in town, they're gonna go to this concert. It is, I forget what the name of the band was, but it's like actually
Was it the
pretty.
Meat Puppets?
No, it's something something jacket.
Georgine's ex was in the Meat Puppets.
Yeah, no, it was something jacket. It was like something like jean jacket or straight jacket or I forget what it was.
Jacket.
I don't know what it was. It actually ended up being a fantastic show. But like, so we took mushrooms to like go to this show. We took mushrooms for it, and it was fantastic.
Was it My Morning Jacket?
Yes,
That's
it was
the one.
It was the one. That was the one. I forget how we got here.
Me too. That's something about jackets and shit.
So my morning jacket. So this happened. And I went and I took drugs. I don't know what this time.
We were talking about
Where is the moral of the story going?
reverse. Go back in time. David can help us. He's sober.
Yeah.
Come on.
Where do we want to go,
No,
guys?
but back
No,
up.
what were you talking about right before this?
You were talking about Georgine.
But before
Georgine.
that, like, what about her? What
Went to
about
visit Katie in Bend, Oregon.
Yep. Keep going.
Went
Went to visit Katie in Bend, Oregon, and you got there,
We got
and
drugs.
Georgine
We did the drugs.
had a guy that had just flown in to go to the My Morning Jacket concert.
I think there was something beyond.
There you go.
it.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Oh no, it is way deeper than that. I have to pee, so I'm gonna
Don't
try to
be-
do that. We have to pause
Hey.
this.
Don't cry this time.
You do remember what I told you, though. And the point of this podcast is that you don't remember leaving. So we got, we're... At some point, we're gonna forget. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole.
Okay. Well, the rabbit hole is the entire point of my entity, I think. Actually.
Anything about mushrooms.
Actually, no, this is what we've talked about. Like, writing a book is, like, the idea of escaping the rabbit hole. Like,
No, I mean,
that's the whole idea. Can we sit closer? I feel like you're not in.
Yeah, you gotta
Are you
get
in
the camera, bro. Here, we slide it forward a little bit. It's probably actually fine. Doesn't really matter. He's just a side piece anyway.
I'm just the accessory to this conversation.
No, but you actually kind of were raised like religion affected you a lot too, actually, right?
Yeah. Just so you know,
Nobody's watching this.
before we
Like, with 3
before we start,
followers.
no one's watching this.
And if you say
So the
anything
way I have it set up-
eavesdropping, you have to say allegedly Chadwick.
Chadwick.
Allegedly.
Also,
Chadwick.
just to clue you in that you're basically going to be blurry over here. So, like,
I like being blurred.
yeah, no.
I
no
know you
one's-
do. I know that to be true.
No, I wanted you to be there. That's why I was like, just so you know that you're going to be this, like, blurry voice.
Yes.
It looks hot, but no one knows.
Sounds
like,
even
who
hotter.
it
I
is.
fucking love it. I had a friend whenever we would go to parties, he's like, when the girls get really drunk, you just look like this tall, handsome blur, and they don't even really know.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sounds good.
that's why you should have a party.
That's why you should have a party bus.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, let's talk about
The
that. for a
goddamn
second.
party bus is
You're
my
gonna-
destiny. But
No,
anyways,
we can't talk about stuff that's vague and specific. We have to talk about.
Allegedly Chadwick.
so no, I was raised
You were
Mormon
religious.
in a very non-Mormon
I don't
state.
think I knew he was Mormon. I just knew it was religious. Okay. So you were raised Mormon in a non-what?
A non-Mormon state, like, usually, well,
Nebraska?
so I had the same experience as
all
you
of them
guys,
except for Utah.
pretty much.
Okay.
Utah and Idaho has a lot of Mormons, but so kind of same thing as you guys, like when you guys went to school or whatever.
But you went
did.
to public school though.
I
right?
did go to public school.
Yeah.
So
What's that like?
I mean, it was
You
like
still had like. Did you think about like evolution?
I didn't know.
Was that even talked about? Because it was not even.
Yeah, that's what I-
Here's what evolution was. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is how it was brought up to us. Is okay. There's like God created us intricately and like He knit us together as like a
Yeah.
whatever the Christian
Yeah.
side of it. And then there are the evolutionists that believe that there's just like this
basically
boom, it
Satanists.
happened.
No,
Boom.
science.
they
Boom.
anyone that
A mix of gases
that
like
was against Christianity was basically associated with Satan.
Right.
yes.
Like
Dude,
evolution has been.
it
like,
wasn't just
theory
evolution.
designed by Satan.
Wait.
Is what
It wasn't just
Yeah.
evolution. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I know my memories sometimes are. What do you remember about fucking Al Gore?
That he was a guy
Because-
that attacked the fucking
He-
Bible.
invented the internet.
What I knew, what I
He
was taught,
hated fucking the Jesus.
what I was
is what I
was
remember.
taught, what I learned, what I was like, the impression that I had was that Bush, God, Al Gore is
Bush,
like
yeah.
Antichrist.
Bush saved the fucking world.
Yes. That is that. Like, I remember having the fucking posters on the walls of our goddamn school of like pro Bush, and then like Al Gore being
Definitely
this like
anti-Bush.
yeah, obviously we all are now.
No, I
Wait.
love Bush.
Oh,
Wait, which Bush are we talking about?
Both.
the
of
first
them.
one. The first one's what I remember. That's what, but like it was taught. So the wild thing is, no, the really wild thing is that like the actual election where like nobody knew actually who won for a long time.
It was Gore. Yeah.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, Gore.
I don't remember that being. I don't remember that being a
It
thing.
wasn't a thing. Well, they would never tell us that.
Well, right, but like that was like historically this.
Also, we
violent
were
thing
gun
that
going Bush's
happened.
balls, like in our family.
Yeah, how do you question anything when you got balls shoved down your throat? For sure. Bushes for sure. And there's a lot of pubes that come with that.
He's a pretty cool guy.
A lot of pubes that come with the bush.
I mean, Bush did coke. He got arrested. He played baseball.
No, but but it was very like it
Don't
very
we all?
much. It very much like
So does the
tainted
cartel.
everything.
They play baseball.
And they do a lot of coke.
While they're playing baseball.
Do they?
Wait.
No.
Actually, they probably don't.
Actually, they probably don't.
They probably don't.
Don't dip into your supply. You know.
I've been like growing orgasms for a solid
Allegedly,
decade.
Chadwick.
Don't have
Chadwick. Allegedly, Chadwick.
Oh, fuck.
But no, what year was that? What year was that? Was that like 90?
2005, 4, 97? No, it was.
Wait,
it had
for-
been
It was for his second term.
I was in
correct?
89.
So Obama got elected in
I was in-
2008. So it was
I think I was in
2004.
elementary school when it was
2004.
happening, which is why I didn't. No, 2004 I was not in elementary school.
Well, Obama came into office in 2008, served 2 terms, and before him was Bush, so that would have been his
But
second
it was
term in
was
2004.
his second term.
Yeah.
So I think it was the first term that him and Al
He did
Gore.
Was it?
years, right?
I think it was
Yeah,
the first
I
term.
think so, too.
I think that's what I'm
That could
remembering.
be right.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure. I'm not
Whichever
sure.
one the recount was.
So I only recently learned because I listened to a podcast about it, and I was like,
You know what's crazy about shit that you...
how did I not know about this
Okay.
going on?
Actually,
Also,
did you
our
go to public
parents
school?
didn't fucking listen to politics because
Okay,
politics are lovely. Right?
yes. On this, did you go to public school?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We did.
this is okay. So
Did you
this
know
is what
that?
I'm curious
Did you go to
about.
public
I'm very confused about a lot of these things. So did you get taught how did you get taught?
What was your
about,
math books like?
No.
What was your science book like?
What did you get taught about slavery or like the North versus South? Like in high school, like what did you get taught?
Yeah, I mean, like we studied the Civil War. I do remember, like, just not to get back into the religion thing, but I do remember when I was in social studies,
Yeah.
the teacher was talking about Mormonism, and he was talking about polygamy. And he said that it was like still going on or something to that effect. And I remember being the only Mormon kid in class and being
That's what you learned about.
it's actually like
Civil War?
factually like incorrect.
Yeah.
Well, it was around about the same time when the Mormons took the trail.
So I'm actually reading a book about Mormonism right now, and my understanding is that during the whole like North-South thing, that was like a whole debacle
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, they
But
weren't
like
about
it wasn't that like so my understanding is that LDS is very like racist, right?
They're actually not.
Oh, that's different than what I'm reading.
So
Because they
so
can
up
have
until
you can
no,
have a
they
black person.
So there's a thing called the
That's what I mean.
priesthood, which is actually like they
A black
it's like
guy
the
was
gift of
not
God.
allowed.
So black men
You
weren't
couldn't
able to
have
have
that.
the priesthood until. But here's the thing: is like they started off racist as fuck.
Yeah.
So they were like, I'm gonna
Very
have 6
real.
wives, and I'm not gonna fuck with anybody that's brown,
Dark skin.
and like gays suck, and like all that stuff. So like it actually
Unless you're a
started.
girl gay, and that's great.
So like I subliminally probably absorbed a lot of that. Like,
Yeah.
going to
No, this is
church.
just what I'm learning. This is just what I'm like reading right now. God, how many times do you cry on this podcast?
That's really good.
Stuff right there.
Ground baking. Right. No,
Yes.
I really don't think that, like, I think that actually race is, like, my understanding of it is.
Yeah. They're pretty racist.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Really
learning. That's what I'm
racist.
learning. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning.
Sorry.
It actually just dawned on me.
Like they were. They're not anymore. Like you can't.
No,
like,
no, no.
Of
I mean,
course, yeah.
No,
It's just
they're all
like
single
Mormons. Like,
polygamists
they're the
anymore.
sweetest people now.
Did you guys
But
know?
they used to be really racist.
Did you guys know?
Really racist.
And I,
It's okay.
I
It's
probably,
okay because where we're from is
Yeah,
still
we were
really
racist.
racist. So, like, actually, we're from worse.
We were pretty racist in my
No,
city.
not even probably. Not even fucking.
Oh yeah, still.
That's not even questionably, like, not even
I
a
don't know,
question.
still pretty bad.
No. The cult in Pennsylvania
Oh yeah.
is not even just probably, like, that's what I'm
No,
talking about.
Dad's changing the ways. Dad went to Haiti. He's telling him.
After that, he still told me not to bring any niggers home. He literally told me not to bring it.
Black people were so good.
I remember when I was dating
He used to be
Mario.
a fucking racist piece of shit. Then
I remember when I was
Haiti.
dating
He's like,
Mario,
oh, shit,
and I showed a picture
oh,
of us.
shit.
You went to Hades?
Yeah, he went to the Hades. He's like, fuck yeah. I like those guys now.
My dad
Yeah,
was born
no
in
shit.
1937. My grandpa was born in 1910. So my great-great-grandfather, Ethan Cyrus Ballou, was actually the largest slave owner in Missouri for a certain point. So I remember, like, when I was a kid.
Called me messed up.
When I was a kid, like, we went out to, like, the grounds, and, like, there were still, like, not, like, structures, but there was, like, still, like, the foundations of, like, the Civil War.
Damn.
Like, on, like, that property. Like, in Missouri, because Missouri was right on the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we grew up in
So it was divided.
Yeah, we were in Pennsylvania, obviously.
Gettysburg.
Yeah,
Like,
just down the road.
dude, I just think it's strange because, like, I lived in the North, and I saw, like, I was like, okay, yeah, that was
His nickname in college was Yank.
that was a bad thing we did,
what?
right?
Yank.
And then I went to the South, and
Yank.
there are certain people in the South that are just like the history is
I remember the first time you dated a
Really
black girl
different.
in the South, actually.
yeah, but it's not even that. Like there's certain. So if you, I mean, maybe this is 10 years ago or 15 years ago, but I remember like talking to my friends
Well, the
in
ideas.
college
This
and
perspective.
listening to like history or like
Yeah.
the way that the wars were taught.
Yeah.
And hearing it from like this southern perspective, I was like, oh. And there's all these like, yeah, we don't really know if the North won or not. And I was like, oh,
They
that's not
did
what
get
happened.
fucked.
Right.
So-
but like,
so
so when
this
you're
is-
in the South and you're like, yeah, like some people say that we lost, some people would argue that we didn't lose, and some people would argue that in like, there's all these like,
And this is where the
You're like-
Confederate flag comes
yeah, Confederacy, annexation. Like it's crazy, but like it's not actually that crazy. It's just like a different story.
What was this?
So when I went down there, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I wasn't taught that at all. Oh, is this what? And then like this is high school level shit. Like
yeah,
like
and
like
cult school, high school,
slavery is
to,
so
like,
bad.
Yeah.
But like the
that wasn't
Civil
what it
War
so
was
to be
not
fair,
about
to be fair,
slavery.
To be fair, yeah, and that's
it was
fair.
about like
to be honest, was it really about that? Honestly,
it's always about money.
No, it was.
but
They can.
yeah, but like
but
money
who
is
taught you
always-
that?
money will go make the world go
Who
round.
taught you that?
That would
the
still be a
Civil War
thing.
was about slavery. Was
So-
it really though?
I mean, I'm not. I'm not.
I honestly
Civil
don't
War's
know.
about slavery, but I'm saying that it was like Lincoln declared in the Declaration. of
Well, right.
Proclamation that it
I'm
was
not.
about
Yeah, I'm not saying
Fourscore
that.
7
but I'm
years
just,
ago.
Yeah. I'm just saying that,
If I
like.
was Lincoln, I would say the same goddamn thing.
I mean,
So
yeah,
I'm just
these
saying. So what I find, this is actually what the big podcaster that I keep you into, that is Rob was actually the one that taught me this. The idea of like listening to history from a country that's not in the country that
History
history's
is written by
happening.
the winners.
Well,
Yeah. So
So
everyone that
so
goes from the
Rob
outside-
was the interesting factor for me because Rob is Canadian, right?
Mhm.
So he doesn't have like a game in the war. He doesn't have a pony in the war, right?
So he
he-
listens to like history from another.
He's seeing it from a different,
No dog
different
in the fight.
perspective. I mean, yeah, no dog in the fight, no pony in the war, like none of that. And he's just like, this is like, you guys have your skewed perspectives because it's North versus South and da 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 da.
Yeah.
He's like, what us that were not involved, but what we're seeing is like, this is probably the most accurate perspective that I can imagine. Because if there's no dog in the fight, that's honestly the most that. So then,
I've never
so,
talked
so
about
then,
Civil War with somebody else.
so where he led me into was then Dan Carlin's podcast, and then
That
he was
guy's a
like,
G.
oh, he's a fucking G, but like he's not a historian, so he's not bound by historians' principles, so he doesn't have to have
Lawyers,
actual fact-
we are not health experts and we are not historians.
But that's what he does. That's what he said. He says, I'm not a historian, so I don't follow actual historical fact. I get to
I am not a drunk. I cannot contribute
I get
to
to
this.
go off of
Uber.
like what are these other
Absurd.
ideas made of or da 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 da, and like Dan Carlin's idea of things, and that's I was like, to be honest, this is probably the most accurate. Like there's no dog in the fight here.
Yeah.
It's not like
So what
the
is-
U.S.
what-
versus South. So we're actually I don't actually know about the Civil War versus North. Where I learned about this was the Cold War. Was where I learned the idea of the difference. Because what we were
No, I
talking about
understand
the
the
Cold
difference.
War.
Okay.
What we were talking about the Cold War. What we were talking about the Cold War is
Yeah.
very different than what actually happened.
So what I'm curious about, what did Rob say about his perspective on the Civil War? Because I've never heard that.
To be honest, I don't really talk about the Civil War. To be honest,
that
we talked about the Cold War.
that
The
makes
Cold War is the
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
we talked about.
Yeah,
And he
it's
was
like
he's like, Lindsay, what you guys were
Dynamics,
taught
yeah, for
is
sure. That
entirely
makes sense.
different. And he's like,
I
you
was
guys
curious.
were bitching about what you had just done. He's like, yeah, everybody's like up in arms, like, oh, Russia's sending
Yeah.
nukes to fucking Cuba. You had just done the same thing. You had just positioned them in fucking Turkey, I think it was, or wherever it was. We just like right next to Russia. We had just done the essential same, and then we're like, you can't do that to us. It's like dishing, but you can't take it.
Yeah. I don't. I wonder if. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Well, the Civil War. So the other thing
Oh,
is,
yeah, so I've
what
never-
we were not taught as Northerners.
For sure.
What we are not taught as Northerners is that you have
So
people
yeah.
invading
If you-
your like. It wasn't that
Well, one of the
it
things
wasn't
that
that they were like pro like slaves. It was you're bombing our territory.
Yes,
Like, whether
and then also-
and there were some people that were like pro Southerners, pro slaves.
Well, and so
there was some.
here's the there's
Sure,
also
but
fucking
not everybody in the South was like, we should have slaves, and this is what we're
Exactly.
doing.
yeah.
A lot of them were
It's
just
the
like,
dividing line that you feel.
we
like, oh,
live
yeah.
here where there are slave owners, but like
We would
you're
like something
invading our
different,
territory. And
But
let's
we
be
don't know
honest.
how to- We don't know how to get that right.
But let's be honest. What is now happening in Warzone is like rape, pillaging, all of this. Like, of course you're gonna fucking defend against it.
Oh, dude, our country is fucked. Like,
Yeah.
we do all the shit
The
that we
most
purport to. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing that I mean. Maybe I shouldn't say it because I'll fucking get the CIA on me. No one's listening to this podcast except for
Only
God.
where-
No one cares about.
We only release this on Signal.
Oh yeah, that's fair. We should do it on Truth Social.
Do you know how I learned about Signal?
Lindsay, Truth Social.
I don't know what that is.
It's Trump's Twitter. We could put it on Trump's Twitter.
Oh, okay. Will Dwayne
Good.
support that?
It would be fucking fantastic.
No, Signal will have better options.
What was I saying? Fuck. No, I was gonna get interrupted by CIA for
This game is gonna interrupt you. Right now.
what? None of the mushrooms. I don't remember what we're talking about, so.
North versus South.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So, have you, like, if you view your entire country's history, think of yourself as a Ukrainian.
Well, I was gonna say.
Like, let's,
I can already understand the idea of viewing your entire history's country by something that's warped because I've already done that.
Right.
It's called coal.
yes. So,
It's very easy for me to figure that out. But most people can't understand that because they weren't.
so you know how, like, so this is a thing that I experienced early in religion, which is like,
like
okay,
huge worldview changes.
yes.
And
So you
then
get
you had
one.
a huge worldview change of like monogamy
David!
versus not monogamy. That was your second one.
I
that I recall. He's not there.
Yeah, but
She's already been here.
I thought you were doing a show with us.
We bored you 3.
Um,
It's either you or Cinda. Or the ghost in the background.
So
Big boy.
Okay.
We're still talking about religion. You're all religious. I'm taking the little one.
yeah.
Well, you just don't want to do the
Bro.
day.
What was the agreement that the Germans were prosecuted under after World War II? It was like, or maybe it was after World War One where they were like very like persecuted. That's kind of what happened. I feel like in the Civil War, because after the North won, like they didn't just take away slavery. They kind of like they were basically like taking away like their way of life.
Yeah.
Which was wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why they're so like bitter.
Here's the other thing too. This is gonna be like it's a weird thing where do you think that this is part of there's a box right under you.
They're all empty.
That. Oh, that one's full. Okay. Oh, these are all full.
But no, there was a
We were leaving for the night. I thought we were going
There-
to but maybe we're not.
I remember when my grandparents sold
You
their
said to
house.
keep going, so
They had a bunch.
Sorry.
I'm in now. At this point, I'm locked in. Next, we're gonna interview Nate.
They had a bunch of like old like
Yeah.
World War II
He could be great.
memorabilia.
we should
Actually-
do like a 24 thon, like just bring.
He actually
Split
would
it
be great. He's like in his whole thing. He'd be great. Yeah, he's good.
Sorry.
Yeah, so just a quick story. So
Sorry.
my grandpa had a bunch of like World War II stuff that he came back with, and it was like German officers' medals and like muskets and like not muskets but like
Was he a
rifles and
German guy?
and uniforms and stuff like that. So
Was he a Nazi?
he was not. He said he was American, but
He
Stop
said he's
interrupting.
American.
but he served in World War II. But like
Ask
what
me
he
questions.
was in,
I'm
he was in
asking
charge of
questions.
like the administrative process. So like when people got like checked in and checked out, like he would see them, and so he would like pluck like medals off of like these fucking Nazi officers. And at this auction, I
This is
remember
not
I was
even
there.
recording
I was
anymore.
like 8 or
No,
10
I want
years
to make
old,
sure it is.
and there was this guy. This goes to Josh's point about like how people in the South are like, oh, did that happen? That didn't happen, type of thing. So there was this guy, and it was posted that there was going to be a bunch of like World War II stuff, and there was this one medal. It was called the Iron Cross, and it was only given to like SS, like Nazi, like officers. And my grandpa like took one, like he took it off of this guy that was dying. He was like, fuck you.
Mine now.
And so he was like, I'm going to take your medal, and then I'm going to kill, whatever. So anyways, this was there, and there was this guy, and he was a skinhead Nazi, and he came up there, and my dad was like in charge of the auction, and it was going for auction, and like sold for $800. This guy bought it, but like before he bought it, he went up to my dad, and he was like, that whole thing about them like killing Jews over there, he's like, that never happened. And so then my dad was like, went to the auctioneer, and he was like, we're not selling it to this guy.
Holy shit. That's
Like,
fucking.
that was the only time I saw my dad like ready to like fucking beat somebody's ass.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's fucking wild,
And he was like, "We're not. You're not getting this."
dude. That's fucking bonkers.
So like same thing in like the South. There probably are people that were like in,
For sure.
in denial or whatever it is.
Oh no, it's
I mean,
dude. It's 100% apparent. Like
so what
For
I'm saying
sure.
is like,
You like this-
so smallest perspective, like you and I, you and me, our perspectives of like how we were raised. I have my memories, you have yours. A lot of mine, you're like, no, that didn't happen.
yeah,
I have a different perspective. Like it might not have happened, but like it very much impressioned me,
yeah.
and like you multiplied that by like generational. Right?
Yeah.
Like you multiply that by generational,
Yeah.
like of like whatever the thing was, whatever
People
the thing
convince
was,
themselves
like, Jesus
that-
Christ, well, the power that is in that fucking projection, like Jesus fucking,
Yeah.
like I know personally what that power is, personally, and I have people that I really trust telling me like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I still don't even know if I fully believe some of it, and I'm
Here's the
like
thing.
these are the people that I love the most,
Look.
and I trust the most.
I
still
don't
not-
know if this is
But
probably.
like, what if this is like
shared.
worldwide?
Listen, what if this has already been shared? But no one fantasizes about getting executed, and no
Well,
one
right.
fantasizes about getting completely terrified and like
Right,
unless
sure.
it happens, right? So
Yeah, that
like
comes from
I
somewhere.
understand
that comes
that
from
like
somewhere.
we
That comes from
like,
somewhere.
like we all have creative brains.
This is how I.
Most people create things like something that they like or something that they want.
This is how I decide.
No.
I don't.
No, what I'm saying is,
Okay.
if for all those people that think like the Holocaust didn't even exist, it's just
People
3,000
don't imagine this shit.
imagining a horror.
It's the same thing with like rape.
If you
statistically, like a person doesn't make like statistically.
we don't make
Nobody
it up.
makes this up. Like
Yeah.
kids don't make up abuse.
What
like,
I like to make up is nice
I have
things or
superpowers or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like what the actual
all the movies,
yeah,
all
yeah.
the like TV, like we
For sure.
can make them stories.
But the
that is
reality
something
is
we
that
don't-
like this is like trauma is not something that people.
Yeah. I never
People
thought at 16, I'm like, oh my god, like what if me and a bunch of friends made up a story where we all got fucking gas chambered? Like
Yeah, nobody does that.
So-
Nobody
the
does that.
argument is so
Nobody
dumb.
does that. No one fucking and any
Like
of
they're making it up. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. So anyway, like but the
God,
same thing
if
with
only you
like,
could apply that to like people that think that girls just make up.
same shit. Like
If only you can make. If only that. The reality is like nobody
how many
fucking
girls
does that.
yeah.
No one fucking does that because you know what we go through to say that.
Yeah.
Yes, Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know what you go through, but that's,
I mean, like, just think about like
So much.
some people aren't afforded the opportunity to like step out of like this generational knowledge that you were talking about and that kind of thing. Like, growing up in Iowa, growing up in Pennsylvania, like had we never left, we would be very different from now. So I feel like
we just get
they're
stuck.
it's just the way it is. Like people that don't leave and get stuck, so to speak. It's like you can't really actually like feel anger towards them or
No.
I'm not-
No. Actually, I have a
They're
vehement
ignorant.
thought.
It's like
No, I have
ignorance
actually a
is-
very violent thought against that, and that
Okay.
might be my own personal experience. And this is something I've actually discussed kind of in depth with my therapist, Lindsay, as well.
Fuck you, Lindsay.
This idea of like, oh, you can play oblivious, but there is.
It's only oblivion if
No.
you don't know the difference.
No. Here's why I'm gonna get deep. I'm gonna fuck your shit up with it.
I mean, you don't have to do that, but
You want to apply this option? This is how I'm gonna retaliate.
yeah.
You wanna throw out that like there's like the option of that. Where I'm saying is,
I mean, I'm not a
that's the
supporter
idea.
of that idea. I'm just
You're
saying
not
that-
personally, but like people are. People do that. People are like, oh, I understand now.
because they know better. I'm saying there are people that don't.
That's not an excuse.
Nobody's
Is all
making an
I'm saying.
excuse for them.
Wait, okay, so
Am I
first off,
misreading the situation?
maybe.
I won't dig in.
No, you
what,
can. I mean,
What are
I only am speaking because
will you tell the story and then like do a counter instead of like?
I want to make sure
we're not at the
what
odds
I'm
on this.
no,
No.
I don't think you're in.
No, what I'm
I know
asking
we're not
is,
yet.
will you tell the story and then like
So what I was
tell us,
imagining.
like,
Okay. All right.
situation? Yeah.
So what I was imagining that you just said
Right.
was that like, oh, I don't know better, and like that's not my.
No,
No, what I said is people never move out of the area that they're like raised in, so then they're
And
not.
nothing is different, right?
Right.
No, what I'm
That's
asking.
shit.
They just keep.
So that's what I was experiencing. Was like you're being like nobody's
would've
ever
happened to me.
different than da da da.
It wouldn't have happened to me.
So where I have actual issue with that, and this is kind of my issue with my own fucking family, is like, yeah, it's fine and dandy. Like you have this idea of what happens or what doesn't. The reality is that's not actual. Like that's not what's actually happening. That's not statistically what's happening.
Yeah.
And the mushroom just kicked in.
What I'm saying is like these people.
Quiet.
Like, it kind of goes to like you don't know what you don't know, like the whole like flowers for Algernon thing.
Sorry,
Okay, so-
it's like mushrooms.
No,
Like you can be enlightened with these ideas, but unless you have an opportunity to do that, it's like you're just gonna think the same thing.
Okay, here's
an
a-
idea behind what I was thinking.
So, some of the things that I would like to bring up in this podcast is some things that I would have never discovered in this podcast, right? So
That's what it's here for.
that's what mushrooms is all about. You like click a few things, but I will say to like make it like very simplified. If you're talking about a subject, right? Like you go through your life one way. Like we all done this.
I think it was something he was talking about that he thought nobody else's was.
No, I'm taking over this entire conversation.
Okay.
My own.
Yeah, go for it. Go. Do it. Like,
This is the entire thing that I was thinking about.
do it.
Fuck whatever you were talking about. I'm
Go
just
for it.
talking about this.
Roll the red
Okay.
carpet. There.
Alright,
Got
here's
it.
the thing. So
Here's the thing.
shit. So if you're talking about shit. Okay, one of the things that I've discovered in life
About
now that
talking
I'm
shit.
thinking about this shit. So if
Your nose
you
is so
were
pointy. Sorry.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so one of the things that happens in life, this is one of the things that happens on mushrooms as well. That I told you the other one that happened. Like, it's literally podcasting. There's
It's
multiple
literally
like,
happening
forms.
right now.
Okay, so one of the things that happens is like when you discover a thing, and you're like, I've never seen this thing before. And so when I had this when I first saw what I say is God the first time with Severo. I was like, it's a thing that I've never seen before. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like realize
explain it,
right? Like I don't know how to
yeah,
explain
I get
it.
that.
I don't
I get that.
It's completely unquantifiable.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
then-
a good way to put it. It's a really
Yes.
good way to put it. That's
So
a fantastic way to
then-
put it.
There are certain moments in time that always fuck with me that way. Because once I've experienced the fact that there are things that are really outside my brain, like that,
Well,
like,
now it's
are
all
like,
outside your brain.
so every once in a while, like, even if I fuck with someone, I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't fuck with them that way because I know that I feel very trippy about it. But I'm like, what if when I said, I was like, we already took,
You fucked
ketamine.
me, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Fuck
like, we
off.
already took ketamine. And you're like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, that was really, that was fucked up. But that's how I feel sometimes, almost always, every time I take.
Sober?
No, just like a tiny bit of, like, I'm like, oh shit, like, what the fuck is real? And then, so what I'm, the fact that I was talking.
What is real?
So, I think that certain artists live their life that way. Like Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson, like, there's certain levels of, like you're dabbling with, like, what is real and what's not. And then as, like, a normal person,
Do you
you're
think-
looking at them and they're like, those
You
guys are
think
crazy.
Dwayne's one of
But,
those
like in general, you're like, those guys are just, like, dabbling.
Do you think that Dwayne is one of those guys?
What?
Do you think Dwayne's one of those guys?
No, Dwayne just likes tequila.
Yeah, I
he
mean,
does.
like,
You know what I mean?
The ideology is like the common collective, because when you look at, it kind of goes back to like the whole business, like creative, like, thing. It's
Well,
like it's very
too.
it's very easy to go out and like follow a very set step of directives,
Yeah.
and then you've got the people like you mentioned, like these pure grab Johnny Depp, like them, and for them, it's like I bet every day they feel like they're on the outside.
I
know what I
always feel like I'm on the outside.
Yeah, put one
I
in
don't.
there.
I'm nothing. I'm literally no one or nothing, and
Nobody's
I always
What if
feel.
we, like, thrive on
No, but like I'm
And these
really
people do.
nothing. I'm really not like.
But that's
Hey Dwayne, or something.
No,
Listen, Chadwick.
there's a lot of
Just always better.
there's a lot of things that happen
it's a lonely
in
road.
like the flirt, like fucking fine.
This is why we're friends. Actually,
We do not.
I think this is the I asked actually the point of the podcast. I actually know what the point of the podcast actually is.
Don't speak over my point of my podcast.
I think I know what it is though. You can say no, yay or nay. You can tell me yay or nay.
Continue.
But I think the point of the podcast is actually like this family that we have created. Like, I think the point of this podcast is a connection that, like, it's you, it's me, and it's Emily, it's all of us. Like, it's this connection, and we all have these like same drives and curiosities and hang-ups and all of that. And, like, I don't know. Actually,
I actually want to know too. I was gonna ask.
yeah, I know who Emily is. It's in my head.
Do you know?
She's in my head.
I love Emily.
Emily is the one that fucks me up. You don't get fucked up by Emily?
Emily?
Fuck, there it was!
You don't get fucked up by Emily?
Holy shit. Lindsay, holy shit. Holy shit. That was Emily?
That was Emily.
Who's Emily?
He knows.
Okay.
Oh my god. That was...
Yeah.
Fuck.
She's there.
Yeah, you left it like very like conscious and I
Yeah,
found
she's
it
there.
out.
But like I think this is the point of the podcast is like the connection. This is the family that we've grown. And like not everybody's gonna be here and not everybody's gonna get to be part of it and if they are, that's great. But like
Yeah.
this is the point of the podcast. And for all of us this is nothing novel. But I will tell you that we are not novel on our own.
I want to push back on this whole thing.
Okay? Push back.
All this things needs to be heard, but I'm not making this podcast about you and Emily, so get the fuck.
I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying, like, the idea that, like...
I'm just giving you shit.
I know. I'm just saying that, I originally walked into this podcast saying, like, what's the point of this? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? It just is. But, like, the reality is, like, this is the family that we've created. This is a community that we created. And you and I are related, but nobody else is.
Well, I'll be.
But, you and I are related. If you aren't sure, we are related.
No, I mean this whole community.
But like the community, yeah. But like, we're our family, and like, family doesn't have to be what you're born into. Like we are what we've created. Like this is what I consider to be my greatest accomplishment personally. Like when I think of like what I've accomplished in life, I think of who I've connected. And the reality is, like, you, my friend group, like, the fact that you're all friends outside of me, that is the biggest thing that I've ever accomplished. And I'm fucking thrilled with it. Like, there's nothing more I could ever fucking want, honestly. Yes, anything I build is on top of that. But, like, Emily is us. We are Emily. That's who we are. We're here. We just are.
Oh my god.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, to Emily. Like it just is.
Oh my god. Let's see. Fuck. This is the worst podcast ever.
Oh, it's the best. Just the most emotional, and that's okay.
People shouldn't take mushrooms to get on podcasts. Fuck. Well.
Or should say.
Yeah.
Maybe it's great.
Alright. Did we say all the things? Do you want to go anymore?
People. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
honestly, I couldn't tell if it's like 2 hours or 7 hours at this point. So
It's still light. That's actually what's fucking me up. It's like
not
it's
light.
what about it?
Oh
Is.
yeah, it is.
It's just light. That's what's fucking me up.
5:30.
That's what's fucking me up. Is like I keep seeing light there.
Actually, let's see how many we recorded. Oh my god. Oh, this happens every time. Told you,
Blacked out?
we black out.
This is why someone's gonna have to share at some point.
Nobodies.